Hello, everybody. Welcome to GT Live. Very special. I'm joined by Mr. Kyle Bossman on the left here.
Everybody.
My name is Brandon Jones. I'm also joined by Elise Willems.
Hey, E3.
And Ben Moore.
Hello.
And Mr. Mike Huber on the couch, absorbing all the medias. Mike Huber screamed the word doom right before we started this. Screaming. It is E3 2015. We are kicking everything off by watching the Bethesda Press Conference. Here's how it's going to work. So we're going to chat for a little bit. I believe we have 30 minutes. At least 30 minutes, and then the press conference is going to start, and then we're going to watch the press conference with you guys. So if you guys want to, you can go to twitch.tv/Bethesda. Do I have that right?
Let's double check that.
Corrections, potentially, in a couple minutes, but you're going to want to go to the other URL, watch the Bethesda press conference with us, and then possibly keep our audio on in case you want to hear what Kyle has to say about Bethesda. I want to hear what Ben Moore has to say about Bethesda. Ben,
to say.
Anticipation level on a rank from 1 to 10 for this press conference.
You know, I'm going to go ahead and say 9.
Wow.
And initially it started at a 7, but that Dishonored 2 leak bumped it up 2 whole points.
Was that a big surprise?
We should talk about that leak. It wasn't a surprise because they showed a logo leak last year.
Right.
I tried to get it on our anticipated of E3 list.
Yeah.
Try.
To me, the funniest leak so far of E3. They just hit broadcast by accident on their own live stream.
But how meta is that? You got to wonder, I mean, I hadn't seen it, I just literally got that through social media, so it's I kind of got to watch that because I wonder if that was them attempting, that's not a bad idea, actually. That's a funny marketing idea. Just 3 minutes at a time, little windows.
They tweeted about it after they were like, the E3 Twitch test went well, and it's like, okay, Bethesda.
They were in good humor. Yeah.
What's funny is when the logo leaked, it was the whole big thing where they were mad at the journalists, right? Those press sneak bad words.
You can say that word.
We can swear.
I don't know. Ask Brandon.
I'm gonna keep it classy.
Okay, well,
keep it classy.
It's E3. It's E3.
It's E3. It's time to dress it up.
Nintendo World Championships are still happening, right?
Right, exactly. It's for the kids, right?
Kids are up.
But yeah, they were mad at the journalists for leaking that information when they went ahead and leaked it themselves.
Yeah,
that's pretty
funny. In the dumbest way possible.
And I just want to point out Ian Hink in the control room, Mr.
Hey.
Ian Hink. How you doing? To see how quickly you can get that button. There he is.
How's it going?
Are you psyched for the Bethesda press conference specifically, not just E3, but this press conference?
I would have been if they hadn't already announced everything.
Yeah, you're big on that. That's been a big hang-up of yours, is all the leaks you think pull the excitement away from E3 as opposed to adding to it.
Yes.
So
there you go. That's about as distinct an answer you can get.
I went through a thought process. I've been thinking a lot about E3, and I bet we do know everything that's going to be in that press conference. But here's what my hope is. Okay, this is a long event. I hope they just show a half hour of each thing, right? And there's little BS in between. That they just get right into gameplay, and we get a good sense of each of those games. Because even if we know everything, I still think it'll be incredible if they go that route.
In depth.
Yeah, in depth. That's what I want to see.
I think they need to have some kind of surprise because they're really trying to establish themselves as a premier publisher. They're trying to join the ranks of EA and Ubisoft having their own press conference. And it's great to show your games, but you need to have that wow factor, which I hope we see tonight.
I think Fallout 4 is going to wow a lot of people. I think more people are excited for Fallout 4 than anything Ubisoft has to show, whether it's new or not. But that's just my opinion.
Colin, what do you think about Bethesda really putting themselves out there this year? I almost feel like E3 is starting to be like Christmas, where they put up Christmas decorations at Walmart in September now. So it's just okay, E3 starts on Sunday now. Then Nintendo's no, it starts Sunday morning, and so it's are we going to be starting on Friday next? How many press conferences are we going to have next year?
I would gladly like that. I think it's smart. I think Square Enix is kind of in a bad time slot. I think they probably should have been today as well. I think it's actually kind of classy. Bethesda said, hey, we're doing it on Sunday. E3 starts on Sunday.
I think there's a lot of value in kind of, you can count the Nintendo World Championships, but I sort of think that's a different beast. I think there's some value in kind of kicking off E3, being the first press conference.
Sure, yeah.
You're gonna grab a lot of eyes, and I think people are still at their most hyped.
I almost preferred when Nintendo did their champion event last year. They did their Smash tournament after kind of all the press conferences, and I sort of preferred that. I liked that was just sort of the fun that we got to have after all the news got announced.
So that was Sunday last year as well.
Was it?
Yeah.
No.
It was, yeah.
I don't know why. I feel like it happened didn't they? Oh.
So does that mean you're going to forget the Bethesda press conference next year? You'll be like, didn't they do that at the end of the week? We're just
E3 is always just a whirlwind because we're
it really
devoted.
Because at the same time, there is something to be said for the last press conference, which wasn't the very last, but the last Sony that was infamous. Sony coming out after Microsoft and saying okay, everything that Microsoft said, we're not doing that. Drop the mic. End of the day. Is anybody aiming specifically at Bethesda to top them? Does Bethesda have a nemesis at this E3 that maybe going first and showing all their cards would be possibly hurt them before the next day when somebody might be able to change based on their announcements?
It's Square Enix. It's the two new press conferences. It's Bethesda and Square Enix are both, like, as Elise described, trying to, like, prove that they're as legit as everyone else. And so yeah, it's these two new guys trying to, like, prove themselves. I think Bethesda can. I honestly think there's going to be, like, no, like these seem off. These guys seem like they're out of touch. I think that's not going to happen in this press conference.
I think the thing that has me more excited for Bethesda is Bethesda doesn't have a bad precedent, right? And I don't think Square Enix could have a worse one. You know, when we talk about bungling E3 messages, the Final Fantasy VII remake last year, I mean, this is a Japanese company trying to pump up Western games, and just historically that hasn't always been the best. It's been a spotty track record, so I'm curious to see how it goes.
So I want to get personal. So Kyle,
here we go.
So we're excited here. We're doing E3 differently this year than we ever have. So this is a very personal E3. Like we're going to be on the whole time. Yeah. So lots of really personal feelings happening here.
Okay.
So we're excited. It's E3. I'm excited about these announcements just because I'm excited about them. I didn't finish Fallout 3. I'm incredibly excited about just the announcement of Fallout 4. Do you have an emotional investment? That was some emotions right there from Ben Moore. Do you have an emotional investment in anything that they're going to show tonight, Kyle? On a deep level, like I personally will play that right when it comes out.
No.
All right. I think that's fair. Mike Huber's is harsh.
It's not fair. No, everyone loves Bethesda games. Why is this one guy, like, what is he not excited about? You're not excited about Fallout? You're not excited about Dishonored? But yeah, no, not generally. I'm very excited for a press conference, always. I'm excited for news. But when it's never just to me like, ooh, I can't wait to step into that. Doom, maybe. I think Doom might have that. I think that Doom might have that whiz and that wow.
What do you need to see from Doom for them to bring you on board?
Okay. We need to see somebody getting scared, and we need to see somebody
like a real person in the demo getting scared on stage, or like a fake person in the game.
A fake person in the game.
Okay, being scared.
Going, oh no.
Okay.
And then maybe just like jumping.
Some jumping.
Yes.
Have they had jumping before in Doom, Ben?
No.
Jumping confirmed.
No jumping.
Doom
in
needs
any
jumps. Doom needs jumps.
But I'm especially excited for Doom because I feel like for the last lot of years, it has been all about tech, right? I feel like Rage was more about the tech behind it than the game itself, and to me, that's very boring. Doom is a game with a lot of soul, right? You go and you play it, and it just the franticness, the chaos, the gore, that had a style that I want to see captured in this new game. I don't want it to be about how good it looks. I don't want it to be about frame rate. I want it to feel like a Doom game. Like that's really important to me. That's
sick. That's a great description. What do you mean by that? Like what could they show to make it feel like a Doom game? Where you're like, oh, in this trailer, I can recognize this as a Doom game.
I think there has to be really cheesy heavy metal music, which is not for everybody. But
that's a great suggestion.
I think there has to be cheesy heavy metal music, and there needs to just be a gore montage, right? Like, don't try to dress up Doom. Don't try to
make it something it's not.
Yeah, don't give me RPG choices or radio towers or DLC outfits. Give me killing demons in huge swaths. That's what I want them to be.
Isn't there a bet in Final Bets by how many demons you'll
kill? Confirmed
how many
kills.
Confirmed kills, yeah.
Yes.
That's a really good bet.
Yeah. Awesome.
Hubert bet 40, I bet 103.
I like your bet more.
Yeah.
I always thought Doom was really upfront as a shooter too. It always I remember a lot of people complain when Doom 3 came out. I'm one in the camp that I really enjoyed Doom 3 for a lot of reasons. Mm-hmm. One of which specifically, the audio logs in that were masterful, really well done. A lot of games you can't take them with you, but I remember that being one of the first games where I was like, this is an excellent mode of storytelling. But it's just something like a lot of people complain. They're like, yeah, it's just monster closets, these doors open, and all these things come at you.
Yeah.
But there is kind of a simplicity to that, and I'm really curious to see the scale if we get like a narrative at all. If they're just like, we really just want to show you the engine, we actually want to show you gameplay, we want to demo something. Like, I don't know. Do you think this is going to have as much of a story as Doom 3 had?
I mean, it could go one of two directions. It could be faithful to Doom and talk about demons in space and what we expect. But it would be cool, I guess, if there was a twist on top of that.
I mean, it's Doom. It's not Doom 4. It's Doom.
I mean, obviously, you have to have demons. You have to have big guns. You have to have certain staples. But it would be cool if they kind of did their own unique spin on it. There was a game, like, I think Wolfenstein, right? The New Order is kind of that example, right? Where it has everything you expect in a Wolfenstein game, but it takes it in completely different directions as well.
I wonder, sorry.
What is cool about Wolfenstein is that it also kind of respects what was good about those last games. You know what I mean? You are BJ Blazkowicz. Like, that's still your name. Yeah. And but it's just like, hey, this is still a game. This is still what this is. And you're right. It'd be cool if they applied this to Doom.
Yeah.
Do you think there was like a creative meeting where they looked at all of these branches that they had, Doom and you know, Fallout and Wolfenstein, and were like, Wolfenstein and Doom seem like ones that we can kind of not necessarily reboot, but like, you know, come at from a whole totally different direction. And I love the whole Nazi aesthetic. I thought that story was really great. You know, them like taking over and just like, they just really ran with that concept, you know. So it'd be really kind of fun if they maybe like, you know, the aliens from Mars or like the demons, you know, invade, you know, Earth, and you see the fallout from that. Not to bring up Fallout, but like, so yeah, but at the same time, I wonder with so many like downloadable games, you know, with so many genres changing in a way that they really just want to make the experience super fast and just have you jump right into it. If it's going to be crazy that way, if it's literally just going to be not like Unreal Tournament, you know, fast and loose, but I don't know. I'm just curious how much they're going to change it up.
It is in a really interesting spot because, you know, after the departure of John Carmack, that he was kind of, after Romero left, he was kind of the face of id for the longest time. And so I think this is kind of, you know, one of those super exciting opportunities where the new guys kind of get to show their stuff.
I see Elder Scrolls 6 in chat.
Whoa.
No?
0% chance.
No, there's a chance. There's a chance. I feel like we could maybe get that teaser.
Really?
Yeah. Do you remember the Skyrim teaser? It's just showing that stone carving, and the camera just moves around a stone carving, and then it's just like Skyrim, and the audience went nuts. But they could do that.
That Skyrim teaser came out at the right time, right? Because they had just Fallout New Vegas was their most recent game, which was not worked on by Bethesda Internal. That was Obsidian.
Yeah.
And so it would make sense that, like, okay, Bethesda Internal is working on the next Elder Scrolls game, whereas these guys are working on Fallout 4. And I think they're going to be focused on that for a while. It would surprise me if they could do both at once.
Yeah, does it seem like that franchise kind of has those stepping stones of like an Elder Scrolls and then a Fallout and then an Elder Scrolls? And so
yeah,
on?
especially with Fallout 4 now, it definitely seems like we're in a cycle of Elder Scrolls Fallout, Elder Scrolls Fallout.
So you don't think we'll see any new Elder Scroll content?
I think we'll see Elder Scrolls Online stuff, maybe an expansion. But that's it.
I mean, think about BlizzCon and like they, you know, in whatever state any of the Blizzard games are, you at least check in with them. You know, it's
right.
like whether some are like more put at the forefront than other games. This is like the Bethesda press conference. It's the first time they're actually like having their own press conference. Like, you got to wonder if they're like, let's just remind people that we also have this cool franchise and we're working on it. We're bringing something to you, right. Even if it's just like one of those Mass Effect or Battlefront things where it's like, hey, what's up? We're in the office.
Yeah.
Like the first Rock Band trailer, just like.
I actually
making a game.
Was thinking, and this is maybe a question for Huber too, of whether there might be some like new Evil Within DLC.
There's no requirement to bring Huber into the conversation.
Oh,
you know?
I see.
I mean,
okay, never mind.
Job to do.
Huber,
what do you think,
Evil Within DLC, is that happening?
I don't think so. I think they're done. I think they're done with it. You know, maybe hopefully working on Evil Within 2, which is probably at least a couple years away. I don't even think it'll be mentioned at all tonight.
Somebody asked me this question, like, what would be the number one announcement that would excite you? And I think this is true for Huber too, as well. It would be Evil Within 2. Like, even more than a Fallout 4, even more than Dishonored 2, I want Evil Within 2. I think that's a series that has so much potential.
Is it a series? I mean, do you really get a franchise vibe from that that story can continue?
I think the direction they went with the DLC, there's definitely room to explore.
You ever play Evil Within? You hung out for some full playthrough Fridays.
I've seen
you
so
experienced
much
it.
Yes. What's cool about Evil Within is that it was Bethesda publishing a Japanese game. Mm-hmm. And it would just be cool to see them do something that insane again. Just, hey, here's this game that you've never heard of before. We're publishing this. You know, we want to give it a shot. And then it succeeds. That's the craziest part of Evil Within, is that it was successful. I think that's really cool.
Evil Within didn't feel like it was forced to be westernized. It felt like Tango Softworks got to make the game they wanted to make, and that's something I really respect.
And you have to understand, when Huber comes into your office or workspace just absolutely screaming about a game, you're like, no, for real. Like, I know I talk about like for real, and you're just like, okay, buddy. Especially because I knew how much Huber like wanted this game to be really great.
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay.
When you played Evil Within for the first time and like came to me the next day and gave me the confirmation I needed, you were like, it's legit. Yes.
But yeah, I think one of the coolest things I really liked about it, I remember one video that Mike Damiani produced that we actually never put up. It was a show that he did a pilot for that basically looked at like the lore of games and was like, this game's ridiculous. And he made a video on Resident Evil, and it's just like, nothing makes sense in this game logistically.
I wish that existed.
Yeah, what
It's
happened
pretty
to that
great.
show?
It's pretty great.
We got to put it up.
Damiani's just nonstop with the output. You know.
We gotta find it.
There's
There are
so
lots
many
of-
games that make no sense.
Yeah, and I mean it's one thing just to kind of joke about it, another thing to like analyze it, make like a 30-minute video covering it. But that was something I really liked about Evil Within is you went into that and you're not like, okay, Spencer, why did you build this crazy mansion? This doesn't make sense. It's like this is a nightmare. You don't know what's happening and nothing does make sense. And you know, I found myself constantly questioning like, okay, why is this hallway so small? Like why is this room look like, especially with the DLC, we were crossing over and you'd revisit events and it would be in a different room. You're like, that's not the room we were in. So it's like, oh, that's the room she's seeing. And they're like, wow, I wonder what everyone else saw. I wonder at what point we saw the same things and whatnot. Kind of like Usual Suspects. You just take so many questions with you pleasantly. You know, like some games, you know, piss you off and you're like, I want answers. But Evil Within, I really appreciate not having them. Thus, the likeliness for a sequel, possibly.
Absolutely.
But probability, not good. So we should probably move on to something else. Dishonored. We haven't talked about it at all. Who spent time with Dishonored? Not Kyle, obviously. No emotional investment whatsoever in the press conference. I don't know. Move over to this side.
Okay.
Okay, go on. What were you gonna say?
That doesn't mean I'm not excited to see this. I'm actually very excited to see Dishonored, which had a crazy, unique art style on whatever our current gen consoles look like.
That helped it run really smooth. I don't remember Dishonored being a really glitchy game. So there's something to be said, you know, we're just, you know, playing Witcher right now and it's amazing, but there's just like, not necessarily bugs, but just hiccups, you know, it's just like not a smooth game. And because of the movement, because they really wanted to focus on fast stealth, like the performance in that I thought was really, really great. And the aesthetic, was a win. A little more constricted than I thought. I definitely did envision like an open world and it was kind of more like sectioned off maybe, and that would be something fun to do for a sequel.
You can kind of approach environments in different ways. I would be excited to see a Dishonored 2 that didn't necessarily go back to Corvo, but maybe was in the same kind of world and style, because I mean, depending on how you finish the first one, his story.
You do like a prototype too, where like you have to destroy Corvo? Like
Yeah. I mean, or maybe just another like slice of Corvo's life and experiences. But I mean, the leak today didn't explicitly say Dishonored 2. It's just like heavily implied because it was like Ralph Colantonio.
Nice.
Ralph Colantonio,
Sure.
I guess, who is the co-director on the first one, who was kind of like on the mic, and people sort of heard the word honor in there, but not explicitly, so that it got pieced together to be, oh, this is Dishonored 2, which I love when like...
I'm on the fence about this, man. That seems so intentional. It's so creepy. I don't know.
Well, he was talking about Harvey Smith, who was like his co-director on Dishonored, which I thought was... I love the detective work there the games industry does. They're like Scooby-Doo, piecing together like bits and pieces.
Honestly, that is just as much fun as the game announcements, I think. When Atlas did like a preview for their E3 badge, it was just entirely in black and you could just see the silhouette. People were like, wait, that hair kind of looks like Catherine's hair. And there was an entire thread like showing different pictures of Catherine and trying to line them up. And that's just fun, man. It's an exciting time.
I think at E3, you show well or you don't. And so like everybody's talking about a lot of these leaks beforehand and they're just like, oh, that took the steam out of that. And it's like, that's going to have a good showing or it isn't, period. And regardless of like what leaked or what you saw beforehand, if they bring it and you're like, you know, if that Uncharted demo is like, okay, that's it, forget it, you know, it's over. Like that's the craziest thing. Like they spent so long and they cracked whatever was in the PS4 and like, it's it. We're in this gen now. This is the Mass Effect 2 of our generation. And so I just think it doesn't take away as long as it has a good showing. So how do you feel about the leaks? Like, is there any leak you like wish didn't happen? Like, do you wish we didn't know about Doom and all of a sudden they brought it? Or is it okay to know you're going to see these things? I'm excited because I know the lineup. I got it right here on this piece of paper. I'm just going to be checking it off every single time they announce something. Every time it goes black, it's like, what is it? What is it? You know, Dishonored.
I think the Dishonored 2 leak really hurt Bethesda. Because going in, we knew that they had juggernauts, right? I think Doom and Fallout 4 are big enough to warrant a press conference on their own. And then to have that third one that stands right there alongside them and is a complete secret, I think it would have made people really impressed. So having that leak, I think, was a blow. It makes this event a little less special.
My hope against hope is that Nintendo has some like surprises up their sleeve that they are going to wow us with. So my hope is that Nintendo has been really great in preventing leaks, and we're actually getting a surprise.
Super Mario Maker didn't leak. That's a huge surprise.
Right?
Yeah, everyone was really excited when that was announced.
Yeah, that was a big surprise.
I just noticed something on this image. I want to show this to you. So this
I'm
weird
going to say that
thing
real quick. I'll be right back.
where all of these Bethesda characters are hanging out in the theater. They all have assigned slots.
Yeah.
It's that one with the question mark.
That's Corvo. That's Corvo right there.
No, that's the character from the new IP.
Oh,
New
I was gonna
IP?
say the
Yeah.
best thing Bethesda could do tonight is announce a new IP.
That's
they
the new
have
IP
to,
character.
right?
Yeah, it's happening. I believe.
I want to believe.
Do you think they'll close the show with that?
I don't think it's gonna happen.
It's not a
I
good
don't
idea
wanna-
to close a
What?
show
I
with
don't
your
want to.
new
I don't want to
IP.
be a Debbie Downer. I want to believe. I just don't see it.
Oh man.
So I would close the show. I'd open it with Doom, and I would close with Fallout 4. I think that's how the structure I would do the show with.
I think they're gonna open with Fallout 4 and then close with Doom.
All right, that's a good show too.
Just because like we've seen a bit more from Fallout 4 that showing more of Doom I think would be the real like crowd pleaser.
I can
Surprise.
almost guarantee we're gonna do Battlecry second, because you got the crowd warmed up. You opened up with Doom or Fallout
fluffer
4.
there.
Yeah,
Fallout 4.
Yeah, that's,
All right.
that's a fair word.
Battlecry.
Yeah, let's talk
Man.
about Battlecry.
Okay, what is there to say about Battlecry?
That's what I was just thinking.
Yeah. So if you're not familiar with Battlecry, it is Bethesda's free-to-play game.
Yeah.
It's like 32 players, just free-to-playing against each other, third person. Huber likes it.
I played it. I got the chance to play it actually last E3 behind closed doors, and same kind of response. You know, what is there to say about this game? Wasn't really into it, and they had it set up. It was like 6-on-6, and it played really well. And this was a year ago now, so if it's gonna be interesting to see how far they've taken it in a year. But I really liked how all the classes played differently, and each class was really fun to play. It was surprisingly fun.
Go ahead.
It's interesting. I think we live in a time where being a good video game just sometimes isn't enough. You know.
Oh, man.
And I don't mean that like in a necessarily negative way, but I think there are a ton of good games that come out that review well, that kind of either are popular for a week and go away, or they just never gain any traction because there's so much they're competing against. You know, there's more competition now than there's ever been for every type of genre on every platform.
That's a fair point, and this is free-to-play is ultra competitive right now.
Yep.
So it is hard to imagine what this game can show that says, hey, we're the best free-to-play third-person shooter game. Not shooter, I think. It takes place in a world where there's no gunpowder.
Isn't it like steampunky?
Yeah, it's a little steampunky.
Lots of big blades and axes and stuff.
I was reading the lore today. I got really excited about that.
What I like looking at it is just speed. I mean, there's lots of launch pads. It looks like you run up to people and mess them up real quick. It doesn't look like. I mean, I'm sure there's probably gunplay, but to me, like most of what I've seen is melee because there's a big focus on the blood. You know, like you get it all over the environment.
To me,
sorry, go ahead.
Sorry. No, you go ahead.
Speed is a huge deal for me, and that's one of the reasons I love Splatoon so much. Is just if you can get in there and get right into a fight, and there's this sort of kinetic frenzy, I will play your game, and I will probably like your game. Speed is big for me in shooters.
So, what do we want to see specifically at the press conference from them to show off Battlecry? Ooh, silence.
I think
I thought Elise had something.
Well, it's just to me.
She's thinking about it real hard.
To me,
Yeah.
the most unique thing about this game is the aesthetically different characters. Like, I think that's why you're going to tune into this game because you like the world, and then maybe like there are distinct features about the way it plays that you really like. So yeah, I guess I would just want to see more in depth about the world and kind of like if there is any lore or backstory behind this, I'd like to see that.
I agree. When thinking about Overwatch, you know, when they revealed it, they had that awesome cinematic trailer. That was one thing, but they also showed a match of Overwatch, and that looked really exciting. That looked like something I want to play. So I think that's how you sell it: is show me what it actually feels like, and make that convincing in a video.
We weren't really big fans of the first cinematic trailer. I don't think it really did the game justice. We didn't really know what was going on.
It didn't, no.
And so I don't think a big CG trailer for this will work. Yeah, it's definitely something we need to see played. And what is it? It's 5-on-5, 6-on-6 maybe.
I thought it was.
You got 12 people on stage.
More
That'd
than
be
that.
fun.
It was more than that. Where's Huber? Huber's our guy. He played it.
Elise's fact checking. We'll get on
Oh,
that.
I'm getting in the chat here asking if anybody's got any questions for us.
Oh, okay.
But what was the
Countdown about 7 to 6 minutes until the Bethesda
Oh,
press
no.
conference. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
32 players.
Oh,
so
okay.
Yeah,
it's
thank
a
you.
lot of people. Those are
mind.
huge teams. Yeah. Those are really, really big teams.
And yeah, that's kind of gone away. Outside of Battlefield, I can't think of a single prominent multiplayer game that has a kind of team sizes that big.
Yeah, I think not even Star Wars is going to be 32.
Yeah.
it's kind of small, isn't it?
Smaller than people are used
Yeah.
to.
We might have another mag on our hands.
Do you have any fond experiences in MAG?
MAG is a better game than people remember it being. I had so much fun. It was rough, but I think if given another chance, MAG could have been something
MAG's
else.
not around. Those servers are down.
No, it's
No more
gone.
MAG.
MAG's gone. The dream of MAG is dead.
Some questions coming into the chat.
Okay.
If you want any. Do we think they'll announce a Fallout 4 PS4 bundle?
No, I don't think that Bethesda will announce any bundles. I think Sony loves to announce those bundles. If that happens, that'll be tomorrow. Great question, though.
Another question. Any tips for a first-timer at E3?
Whoa.
Make
Actually
hard
going to the
decisions
show? Yeah.
beforehand.
Plan lots of time for food.
Yeah.
Don't get food in a rush. Bring food if you can.
Yes, those are all great. If you don't have appointments set up, you're not going to be able to play everything you want to play. So figure out what's there and make a list and say, this is my absolute top priority that I want to see.
Talk to people. Like if you can figure the out point on any of the demos, maybe grab a guy walking out and just like, how was that? Was that cool? Is that something that they've shown at a previous press conference? Because a lot of people are going to be talking about new stuff.
Some of my favorite times at E3 was playing games at the short lines. So my advice is check out the short lines. There's often accompanied by someone who's working on the game. And so while you're playing the game, they'll be like, hey, yeah, I made this game. I did this. You're gonna want to jump here, and I got that. But it's just cool to hear a developer who's been working on this game, and they love getting feedback on their games.
Oh yeah.
That's great advice. I think my favorite area on the show floor is that Sony, where they just have a bunch of consoles set up, and it's a mixture of indie games and big names, and it's just the lines are never that big because the area is so huge. Yeah, that's a great place to be.
I think people should also pay attention to what people are carrying. Because I always walk into E3 and I'll see the same Persona bag for the 10th time and just where is that? And they're giving away T-shirts or they're giving away cool little action figures, or if you won or participated in the Final Fantasy 14 thing, I think you get a poster or a cool thing every year.
I want to negate the advice you just gave.
Yeah, I agree.
Your E3 advice is just to go get things.
That's great advice.
If you care about it,
oh no,
I didn't tell people to do that.
Swag, stuff we all get.
I don't. It's my least
Give me that
favorite
swag.
part of E3. It's my least favorite part.
So I shouldn't have gotten the Oswald ears from the Disney Infinity booth that have my name on them that I wear at Disneyland.
No, man.
That
No.
sucks. So yeah, screw that.
You don't need that. You could have been looking at games.
Yeah.
You could have been looking at games that whole time.
I know.
Kyle Bosman, hater of fun. Here we go. There's a Bethesda question that's pretty interesting too, actually. Any chance of Bethesda picking up games that have left other studios?
Ooh,
That's a good question.
What? That have left studios?
Yeah.
You know, it would be just a stunt. Did anybody buy Darksiders? I'm blanking.
Yeah,
I'm blanking.
somebody did.
I think they're called Nordic Games. Not positive about that.
Because isn't there a rumor of a Darksiders remastered?
It's officially announced by
collection?
this.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It kind of drowned, but
Okay.
Both games?
the definitive edition.
Oh, just of two?
Yep.
Okay.
That's a trilogy that needs to be wrapped up. They left that hanging. Those are really good games that I think never got their spot in the sun.
Is it just three? Because of the Four Horsemen.
No, yeah. So there's only 2 games,
Right.
But they were going to do a trilogy.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and yes, Four Horsemen. Presumably, they were talking about the 3rd game being multiplayer.
Oh, okay.
Where it would be 4-player and you can control each of the 4 horsemen. So
Whoa.
come on, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, that sounds cool. The pre-show event for Bethesda starts at 6:30. I think Morgan Webb and Adam Sessler are doing a pre-show at 6:45.
Okay.
So are we just going to go through to 7?
Definitely then, yeah.
Yeah, and chat, I guess they were kind of asking what our strategy is for the press conferences, how we're handling those.
Great question.
So we are gonna. Do you want to talk about it, Cal? I talked about it before.
Oh, sure.
Do you got the 411?
Yeah, we're going to be playing that press conference on these TVs. Maybe this one if we have the technology. I do not think we do.
Are you just gonna throw something out right in the middle of the
rebuild?
screen? Hey,
Yeah.
what can we get?
Yeah, can we get on this TV? Can we do that?
Get a forklift in here?
We're going to be wearing headsets. We're going to be listening to the press conference, so you should probably do the same. You should open up whatever window this is, which I believe is twitch.tv/Bethesda,
Yes,
and
sir.
listen along with us.
There's gonna be a delay, but that's life.
Yep.
That's how it goes.
That's Twitch.
I don't think the delay will be that bad. I think it'll be like something cool happens, 1 second. Oh! I think it'll be like that. I think it'll be just at that point, which is pretty good.
Your prediction for the game that will make you do that thing you just did.
It's going to be Doom. It's going to be something insane happens. A gun opens up, electricity shoots out of it, and then the enemy like flips open its stomach, and another skeleton pops out, and that's the thing that wants to kill you. It's going to be something cool. Like
I don't know if I've ever loved you more than I do right now. That was awesome. That was awesome.
It's getting warm in here.
Yeah.
You open with Doom, right? Just Doom. Just start. Your lights go down. Doom.
I bet they're going to open with Fallout.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why do you say that?
It's their marquee thing, I think. It's their big ticket.
We haven't seen enough of Doom. That's why they're going to save that and blow our socks off at the end. There was another great question. The current placeholder date for Fallout's release is 2015, which like that usually happens. If a game comes out next year, you'll see the placeholder December 31st. But could Bethesda come out today and say Fallout 4 coming 2015? Is that out of the question?
No, that's a great question.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think 2015 is a very real possibility. Yeah.
I definitely think it's happening.
In your hopes and dreams, or what makes you so sure?
Basically, it's been in development for a long time. We've been hearing about it forever. That casting notice came out like a year and a half ago.
Also, what other Bethesda game do they have for the fall? It's not going to be Doom. It's not going to be Dishonored 2.
Yeah.
It's going to be Fallout.
Yep. It's Fallout, man. Fallout's coming out this year.
Coming this year.
You guys were going to say
Hold
that.
on, wait a minute. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here. Come on, we still have 30 minutes before it starts. So there is some kind of a pre-show. Is that going to be on the stream? 'Cause
Yeah,
it is...
I think Bethesda starts at 6:30, and then there's a kind of what we're doing at 6:45
Kinda.
to 7. Kind of, but not quite. Not quite. So if you want, we can keep getting questions from the chat.
Sure.
Or if you want to dig through too.
These are good questions.
Yeah,
You're doing a good job
chat.
with
Keep
these.
asking us questions, and because Brandon's got his iPad out, I've got my laptop.
Where's Bloodworth? Somebody asks. Bloodworth's one of the rare one of us actually watching this silly stream.
Yeah.
Just doing quality control.
And capturing it, too, I think.
Correct.
Yep.
So Bloodworth might be in chat. Bloodworth is back at HQ.
He's in chat. Blood's in
Chat. Yes, more questions.
Yeah, more questions. Man, I hope that if Dishonored 2 is real and they're not just trolling us with their little leaked stream where they say we're honored to be here, because that's pretty much what people thought was said. I hope that it is like just a new story that takes place in that world, because I do like that world a lot.
Do you think they'll have to show... Here's the problem, is how crazy those powers are. I don't know where to step up from that.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, some of it was like turned into a rat, right?
Yeah.
Like, there's some creative stuff in that game, powers-wise.
Yeah.
For me, the big thing about Dishonored, I think it's an excellent game, but it was the high points were so high that it kind of made the rest of the game a little less impressive, despite being really good. Like, there were 2 missions in that game that I remember super fondly, where there were hundreds of different ways that you can do it, and just the various outcomes and the impact they had on each character. I hope that in Dishonored 2, we just have that consistency from beginning to end, for me personally.
Specifically, what are those missions like?
What is it called? It's the place, it's the brothel that you go into.
Lucky cat.
The Lucky
Yeah.
Cat, yeah.
Golden cat.
The Golden Cat, that's it. It's the Golden Cat. It's not Lucky Cat, it's Golden Cat. That mission is the mission that they demoed at E3, and I think for good reason. It is far and away the best one. There's just this really disgusting human being that basically enslaves people to go work in the mines. You can do events in such a way that you end up dooming him to be a slave in his own mines. How cool is that?
It's cool that that's like, you have to work to make that happen.
Yeah.
What do you have to do in the game?
It's been a long time, but you basically get information from different people.
Cool.
And you use that information against him. That's a very poor, very vague response, but that's all I can remember.
I like that, though. It's not like, oh, you got to stab this guy, and then you stab this guy, and then you push this crate over this button, and then he's in the jail. Yeah, it's not that. It's something. It's interacting with humans.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one of the reasons I love the mission so much. Is a lot of them are, you know what you need to do, and you just kind of have to figure out how to get there to do it.
Yeah.
Whereas this one, there was a process to it. You know, you would figure out who you needed to. Like, first you had to figure out how to get in. That was a whole lengthy ordeal, and then you had to figure out who to talk to, and then like, you thought you could only do this in 1 or 2 ways, and then as you get in more information, you see a lot of creative possibilities. I think it's really cool.
I think one of my least favorite moments in any stealth game is when you fail pretty far into the mission and then you have to go all the way back and then it's just like,
Yep.
I nailed that. I know what I have to do. It's just procedural. It's not a matter of me, like playing like a fighting game or like Bloodborne or something where it's like it's really skilled, finessed. It's like I'm just kind of like repeating, going through the motions basically because like I know kind of where enemies are going to be at. And it didn't really bother me that much in Dishonored because the pace is so fast. Because like once you, like you were saying, once you know where everything is, I felt it was one of the rare games where there was never a question of like where I could go, where I should go, where I was stealthed, like enemy movement and stuff like that. And I think that was in large part just the aesthetic, the way that world was drawn, really pointed you in the directions of what was a threat and where to go through the environments.
See, my least favorite part of a stealth game is the stealth part. So like for me, I kind of like entered Dishonored with the impression of like you have a choice of how you handle this, like whether you are violent or whether you stealth your way through. And I thought I'm just going to be violent, and then didn't finish it like the whole game because I couldn't stealth through. But there's a question in the chat here that's on everyone's.
Gotta say that was a great
lips.
transition.
Thanks. I don't know if you've been seeing this, but everyone's asking us if we think that there's going to be any kind of remasters announced tonight. Like if we're going to get that Fallout
Skyrim would be
collection.
a huge remaster.
It would be
It's
huge.
been such a long time. And why do that unless you're going to make some other specific Elder Scrolls announcement? Maybe to boost the sales of online. Maybe to kind of shift the focus over to that. Have we talked about online that much?
We have not. We've talked. Maybe they're definitely gonna show some expansion. They're gonna show
Huber, I'm sure, has
online.
tons of things to say about online.
I started playing. It's fun.
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm playing with a couple of the GT community, playing with Ruari, Swordfish.
Past the stream, you actually put some time in?
Haven't yet because of E3 and stuff, but after E3, I assure you I'm going back. The true test has been that I keep thinking about it. I look at my PS4, I'm like, oh, I want to play Elder Scrolls Online.
WildStar, not on consoles. What are like big MMOs, not on console? I mean, Warcraft's never going to be on a console, but
Final Fantasy 14.
14's on a console, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you think that's a really good call to like put a franchise like that? Has the brand been tarnished at all with the weirdness of just inherent to an online game with Elder Scrolls? Would an Elder Scrolls announcement still be epic? Or if they had never done Elder Scrolls Online, would people just be pining for it so bad?
I feel like the Elder Scrolls Online falls into a really terrible spot where there are a bunch of people that love Skyrim that will never touch an MMO. So they no matter what you do, they don't care about the Elder Scrolls Online. And the people that are super into MMOs, I don't think Elder Scrolls Online is good enough to really have it grow in the way that they want it to go. Not when you're competing against Final Fantasy 14.
Because it seems like another Elder Scrolls game comes along and they're like, we're just going to steamroll right past online. Like, we're not going to do any synergy or anything. We're just going to make our own story and, think of our own mechanic. Like dragons was the big thing in the last one, so it's got to be something new now.
There are so many things that ESO does, though, that I admire. Like, they really focus on the story and the storytelling. I mean, when you go and you talk to a character and how it zooms in and how it's fully voiced and just all of that stuff is cool. I hope they can find a way to expand upon it because as we saw during Huber's stream, it's just rough.
It's a little rough around the edges.
Yeah.
What's rough? What
Little
specifically?
rough.
What's rough?
Graphically, it's not impressive. The animations aren't the most fluid. You know, it's kind of choppy when you attack.
And sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just got this charm, you know? And I'm hooked because I usually take MMOs extremely seriously. I do everything. I do all the crafting. I want to make sure I don't miss a thing. And with this, I think the story is so solid that I'm just going to try to bomb through the story, and there's just something about that.
Huber, what
yes.
can they show from that game where you're just like, oh, this is a good addition to the Elder Scrolls Online?
Some co-op stuff, like co-op dungeons and co-op.
Does that not exist right now?
No, it does. And there's like castle sieges and stuff. Like the game has already been out for over a year on PC.
Yeah.
So I don't think they're going to be talking that much about it.
Okay.
If they do. So.
I saw someone in chat mention just Nintendo today. I mean, maybe we can we got a little bit of time before Bethesda starts. It's
Sure,
not
we should.
directly Bethesda related.
But Sakurai he dropped a lot of bombs today.
Specifically because we started streaming tonight while the World Championship was still going on, and I guess somebody won? Do we know who won?
Somebody.
What is it?
I can look it up.
I see people bring up name in chat.
John
but I don't-
Numbers.
John Numbers.
John Numbers.
John Numbers.
He took it.
How we feel about that?
Impressive
Who was he playing as?
Cosmo Wright.
Yeah. Cosmo was a chump.
Yeah, he was. But I mean, I have a lot of respect for Cosmo. I still think he's a great speedrunner. But
pretty good.
Yeah, he got blown away today.
Speedrunners just are only used to rehearsing the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
He couldn't improvise.
John Numbers performed under pressure.
Yes.
Fresh face.
Fresh
a lot of
face.
respect.
Coming out of Best Buy. Waited in line at Best Buy, performed, came to the big stage, took down Cosmo. Love it.
Yeah.
That's it. That's Nintendo's wildest dream come true, right?
Yeah.
That's exactly what you want. Why not do this again next year? This is just going to be now, and then we're going to get some weird thing from Nintendo next year. Or do you think we're going to get the championships again?
Yeah, championships bigger and better. I think it's only going to go up from here. I think they'll refine and learn from what they did and.
What can they learn from what they did? Was this weird at all? Was this a smart thing to roll out before the show?
This might be an unpopular opinion. Yes. I sort of wasn't into what's his name, the kid during Splatoon.
Mini Wheat.
I thought he was adorable in terms of like commentary. I just didn't. I kind of wanted that like professional commentary. I thought he was adorable, and I also kind of felt bad because I felt like they were cutting him off as he was trying to comment. But he is a 10-year-old boy and so
he was there because it was his dad. His dad was DJ Wheat, and he's just probably ahead of time just like, okay, I'll do it. If you let my son do it. Listen, he's crazy. He loves the game. Let him in. And they're like, fine. Yeah, I bet that was what that was.
I'm a horrible human being
Nah,
because I pick on Mini Wheat.
Splatoon didn't like show well. They weren't presenting it well. You didn't know who was whom.
Oh,
you didn't know like which the teams were, who was on which team, where, and it's tough to sportscast that game because it's new and there's like no terminologies for things. And they used the least competitive mode in the game.
Yeah.
They didn't even use ranked mode. They played Turf Wars, the casual mode.
Yeah.
So there's a lesson. So you start with that.
Get more competitive. Be serious about this. Yeah.
I mean, I totally
better
understand
commenters.
why they did it, but getting these big YouTube celebrities and Twitch celebrities and then see them do terribly at the game isn't very exciting, regardless of who they are.
Yeah.
I think it would be
You want the
more
best of
interesting.
the best by best.
Yes.
Yeah, like John Numbers is an exciting story. I want to see more guys like him that can
Yeah.
actually play and perform.
That's what we were saying. We didn't feel like this was the best of the best of
Yeah.
the Best Buy that Nintendo had.
This was just a YouTube checklist and it ended up not working out.
Three
Okay,
things.
so are we getting a Fallout confirmation here?
They are-
We're starting with Fallout.
They're definitely going to start with
Stand by.
Fallout.
right?
Nice.
Chat just has quick questions whether we're going to see any Quake.
No.
That'd be a cool tease. Tease a Quake, but never demo. We'll never see gameplay of a Quake.
Or Prey.
Prey. Yes.
You're gonna say yes?
Oh my gosh, yes to Prey. That is happening. Yes, that's happening. It's going to be by a new studio, but absolutely Prey is going to be happening.
Why?
Because shoot, the whole controversy was that they just started a new studio started working on it, and like, I think that's what happened when they shut the other one down. They're like, we already have another studio working on this game, and I think like it's about time for Prey to pop out of the egg.
You're getting me excited.
Just now? You weren't
Just
excited
now.
before?
Yeah,
about it?
just
yeah.
now.
I'm
Just
sorry.
now.
I'm saying absolutely. By the way, is there stuff in the headphones or is it not
Just
actually
checking
started
it.
yet?
There's a
Oh,
thing.
okay.
They got some nice tunes playing in the background. I'm just getting into the mood.
Okay. All right. But like, sorry, Prey 2, basically, right? Where you're a bounty hunter. Yes. I'm sorry. I'm saying absolutely a lot when that doesn't actually mean absolutely at all.
You want some vindication? You
Yeah.
have some vindication.
What?
There was a game called Silent Hills that was going to be produced by Benicio del Toro. No.
No.
What's the man's name?
Guillermo del
Guillermo del
Toro.
Toro.
Sorry. It's live. It happens live.
As he's just like,
It
as
happens
he's just
live.
snapping by.
Now,
Benicio del
that in
Toro. Let
post.
me tell you a
We'll
story.
edit that
I don't know if
out.
you guys know this, but Benicio del Toro was actually going to work on that game. They were mocapping him at the time.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. They never
cool,
got
cool.
that far. The game got canned. Guillermo del Toro made a trailer that I'm assuming we're going to watch in, I don't know,
Yes.
18 minutes?
Yeah, that's
right?
also
Haven't we
rumored.
still gotten that?
Yeah.
So probably live action, I would guess. Be kind of weird for him. Has he done? I mean, I know he animates things in his films, but has he ever done a straight animated film before?
The rumor that said this was happening called it a live action trailer.
Well, there you go.
So I think we can
So
see.
there's no more confirmation than that right there.
Well,
That's a
no,
trailer
it's all rumors,
confirmation.
man. It's all rumors.
I get hyped about trailers, Kyle.
Yeah.
Man,
But
Bethesda's
that makes sense. I
becoming
mean, you're
one
going
of
to
the
bring in a
big
director
ones.
like him. You're going to show the game off first so everybody knows what the game looks like. So then now we can do the live action trailer. Like Metro Last Light. We just did top 10 live action trailers a couple weeks ago. Metro was the first one. And we knew what Metro looked like. You know, so when you set up this world, it's not like, I don't care about this because I want to see that game. When you've already seen enough, enough of the game, barely, as we've seen a Fallout, maybe you can do something story specific. Really story specific though? Like, are we going to meet a character in live action that is actually going to be in Fallout 4? Or did they just they just wrote him a blank check? And they're like, whatever weird story you want to come up with, we'll make it work.
Set a tone. It's a tone thing, what you do with live action. We did top 10 live action trailers, and I think the thing you do the best is don't show us the characters who are in the game. Don't tell us the story that's in the game. Just show us tone. Show us like what your game feels like.
What do you guys think about the rumor that the main protagonist in Fallout 4 will be voiced?
Oh, yeah, and there was a question in chat of who you think could potentially voice this character.
I imagine it being like a thing you can select their voice. And then pick, like, if you want them to be gruff and mean or...
Oh, that's a lot of voices. That's a lot of voice acting.
Yeah. Next gen, baby.
Next gen voice
Blu-rays.
acting.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. It could fit. It could be another 60 gig download.
I actually don't want it for a really weird reason.
Just VO period?
Yeah. Because I feel like in Fallout games, right? Like in Fallout 3, you're trying to find your dad. But... as it goes in open world games, you end up doing a lot of other things. You end up getting involved with the other characters. If a character is voiced, every time he speaks, I'm going to be reminded that this is a character that has things he wants fulfilled. And I don't want to be reminded of that. Does that make sense?
Oh, dude, the pre-show. All right, I'll take my...
That kind of does. Oh, yeah, we don't need to hear.
Do you want to explain to chat again how it's just for people that have joined?
I'm obsessed with Morgan Webb back on TV.
They're looking sharp.
On
Look
ATV
at
on a
these
monitor.
two. They're looking so sharp.
But, yeah, the history in the making here happening.
Their TV's a little
2015.
crooked. They should fix their TV.
Do you want to explain again to people, anybody that's new, how it's going to work with them having, two streams going and us watching and commenting?
We encourage you to watch the Bethesda stream. It was great. You got them talking now, so you might want to turn the volume down on that. But we had some music going for a while there. That was really nice.
Yeah.
But have Bethesda on in the background, and if you don't mind, doing a Mystery Science Theater 3000 version of the press conference, we will be chatting after the whole thing, slightly delayed on some of the big announcements when they're happening, but we'll make up for it with how loud we are. We'll blow out all these microphones. I know Ben, probably more than anybody, is going to actually scream and convulse and
I can get loud
and get freaky. But yeah, so we'll be talking through it and hanging out with you guys. And if that interests you, then keep on watching. And if you want to watch it pure, then maybe just keep us open and mute us during the press conference and then click it right when it ends, because we're going to be hanging around for an hour, maybe afterwards. Something around an hour. We'll see. We'll see when it ends. Do we know?
They do have a fancy jib. The camera's just like
Yeah.
really gliding around.
You got a fancy
so
jib.
fancy. Thank you.
Nice cut.
Yeah, sweet. It's cool they're doing that. It's weird, like behind the scenes, like we're seeing their lights and things too. This, to me, them hiring these two, ups the production value of their entire press conference. Do you know what I mean? It makes it seem more serious. I think it's really cool to spend whatever they spend on these two personalities.
It's interesting, kind of the synergy between the old guard of video game television journalism. Kevin Pereira just wrapped up the Nintendo World Championship coverage.
And he was great, and he was the perfect person to do that. Just because I feel like that's Nintendo's first World Championships in like 20 years. And who knows what could have gone wrong or what needed to be improvised. And I think he's a really good host.
Mega
for that.
64, second year running, produced some of the greatest advertising Nintendo's ever released.
Yeah.
So
something did go wrong. At the beginning of the thing, two guys, their microphones weren't turned on. Kevin Pereira, total pro, walks over to him, uses the mic on his tie, and the person talks into his tie mic. Just like totally funny, totally smooth.
Yeah.
I love that. You're
and
right.
that's why he was the perfect person to do that. It was great.
I can't imagine Keeley doing that.
Keeley should have a microphone.
Wow, not even in the first press conference, you're already dogging Keeley.
Oh, no, Keeley's great. Keeley would just say, fix that, and then somebody would. He would point at it and say, someone fix this, and they're like, okay, we're on it, Mr. Keeley.
I'll try that later, see if that works.
Okay,
Just point aggressively.
Sure. We're seeing cosplayers now? Oh, they're so pumped for Fallout.
Oh, this had to have been earlier, though, that they came out in the crowd.
Yeah.
So have you ever been to a press conference, Kyle Boxman?
Never in my life, Brandon Jones. Never in my life.
Been more a press conference ever?
Yeah.
I've been to press shows, but never a E3 press conference.
I've been to 2 Microsoft and 2 Sony press conferences.
Wow, which ones?
The last 2 years.
My God.
Cool, dude.
Yeah.
You just got in to go in those?
Well, the first year I was a freelancer, and then the second year, yeah.
That's pretty cool, man.
It was really cool because the Sony one was the no DRM one.
Yeah.
And just seeing people freak out, seeing hip hop gamers stand up with a belt, that was pretty good.
Were you, as a professional, driven to make noise during that press conference?
No, I was just kind of caught off guard. I just sort of sat there and watched the chaos around me and was very entertained.
Did you boo
really
anything?
No.
That was your chance.
I would have booed at the Final Fantasy VII thing, though. I would have had a visible reaction to that. I couldn't maintain professionalism.
I RSVP'd to Xbox tomorrow because I was like, I might as well.
Sure.
But we're here all day, like
Right.
covering all of them.
Yeah.
So the E3 train don't stop for nobody.
So Kyle, you seem jealous that he went to those press conferences.
I'm absolutely jealous. Yeah.
Are you sad that you're going to be here on stage? Would you rather be there at the press conference? Because I wouldn't. I'm okay. I'm okay being here. I'm fine.
Yeah, you know what? This is a privilege.
I didn't have to wait in line to come here on this stage.
Yeah, there's a lot of people at that press conference. There are only 4 people on the GT Live stage.
Yeah.
This is special.
You said it.
Yeah.
There you go.
Thanks, Kyle.
I ain't mad. I ain't mad.
But I just think, I don't know, with the advent of Sony's having their press conference in movie theaters.
Yeah.
You know, there's lots of cool ways to experience this.
How badly do you wish you could be in high school and go to a movie theater with your friends and watch the Sony press conference?
Yeah,
I wish I could
dude.
go back in time and have that experience. That sounds
that is
fantastic.
gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah. Get some popcorn.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds great.
Get
Get some popcorn.
Lots of whooping.
Whoop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's gonna,
Yeah,
like
one of those.
Exactly.
when like watching a press conference with a group of people, there's going to be whooping, and that's pretty awesome.
I'm so excited that we're watching them together in the capacity that we are.
Yeah.
Should I whoop?
Yeah, let's get a whoop in today.
Okay,
We'll
I'll get
see.
some-
Why
I'll get some
don't
whoops.
you just throw whoops out? Give me a long week. You
If
know what
there's
I mean?
something
We're
Okay,
here,
right,
you're
right.
streaming
We're
every
gonna
day all
whoop.
the way until Thursday.
I'm not gonna
You start
force out a
throwing
whoop.
whoops out. Like
Yeah.
by Thursday, we're like, well, you know, it's like it doesn't. You have to save those whoops. You know what I mean?
I'll save my whoops.
The first rule of GT
It's a limited
Live,
inventory of
the
whoops,
whoop must be earned.
right? You're the dungeon master. How many whoops should we get? Should we like a lot whoops at the beginning? Like
As a
currency?
dungeon master, I guess
Are
you
we
should
counting
say there should be
bullets?
like huzzahs or something.
Okay.
Right? That's the appropriate answer.
Is a huzzah better than a whoop?
No.
Huzzah! Yeah, I do like that. Just
Maybe it is if Kyle does it like that.
Doom starts and something crazy. Huzzah! Huzzah! Like, all right.
I'm just gonna throw out a couple eurekas.
Ooh, I like your
Like,
Eureka.
like a game gets announced and it was my idea. Eureka! That's gonna happen.
So let's talk about streaming these silly things.
Let's.
We've had
We've
some
lost
Nintendo
it.
Directs go down in the past, right?
Yeah.
Wasn't there one Nintendo Direct like 2 years ago that just didn't work for a lot of people?
Yes. Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
the
yeah.
frame rate was real bad, and
Yeah, they just weren't ready for how many people were watching.
but I mean, this is on Twitch. Twitch's body is ready.
oh yeah,
for
they're
this,
good
right?
now. Yeah, I think UStream was their partner that year.
So what? Oh yeah. So what do we know? I mean, we're watching this on Twitch right now, but I mean, is everybody kind of juggling different, relationships with different companies, or is like Twitch, YouTube, are you able to see it everywhere?
Yeah, they're doing that.
Okay.
YouTube has everything Twitch has.
What I'm curious to see is with the recent announcement of this YouTube this gaming streaming service, how they're going to get in for E3, and how I wonder if they're going to try to steal Twitch's thunder.
I mean, they're
next
in
year.
for E3. They're making a huge deal about all the stuff that they're bringing to the show.
But I feel like next year they'll be even more aggressive.
Oh, yeah,
once
definitely.
it had a chance to kind of grow or not grow.
I think they'll be. Oh yeah, it is weird.
I think YouTube will be smaller next year. I'm gonna make that prediction. I think there'll be less people visiting
man.
that website, less people producing content
Google
for it.
can fail. Google
YouTube,
Plus.
YouTube as a whole, I think it's just gonna be like less of a thing in 2016. I'm calling that right now. That's gonna be my prediction.
I think they got Keeley in their corner right now, which is a good sign.
Oh yeah.
You know.
Here we go.
Are we rolling?
Are we-
We've
No,
already
no, no,
seen
no.
this.
They're just showing the trailer.
Oh, okay.
They're just still talking about Fallout. It's interesting how focused they are on Fallout 4 for this entire pre-show so
I mean,
far.
twist my arm. Let's talk about this trailer.
Sure. Are you still into this trailer?
I'm way into this trailer. I think it's great. I think the game looks a certain way. The game, it doesn't, like, the engine doesn't really look that great, but it doesn't. You know what? I would rather see an engine that maybe looked a little rough around the edges, or maybe wasn't really trying to wow me, more than an engine that might be that way, and you can clearly tell they're trying to cover it up. They're not covering anything up in this. Like, they really just want to, have you get into that world. And this feels like a world that, like, yeah, maybe I'll notice that when I boot it up on consoles, and I'm just like, oh, things look kind of weird. And then 45 minutes later, over it. Like, I'm just so absorbed in this world, and I just expect it to have a certain aesthetic. I just think... I'll bring up one thing. I mean, not to plug our countdown that we did a couple weeks ago. Again, we did the top 10 live action trailers, and the winner was Metro Last Light, which again, it was like people screaming and the nuclear bomb dropped. I gotta wonder if they're really gonna focus on what happened. That do we know is there an importance to New Vegas versus Boston versus having these locations? Have they? Because you mentioned in Fallout 3, which I didn't finish. The whole goal was finding your dad.
Yeah.
Did you learn about what happened? Why specifically the worlds went to war, or is that just
Yeah.
kind of it happened? Road Warrior, it's we're so past that right now. It doesn't really matter.
You do, but it seems like the way that they approach Fallout, and I think it's the right way to approach it, is when you have New Vegas and Fallout 3 and even Fallout 2 and Fallout 1, them taking place in a different area is so they don't have to connect them. So you can see what happened to this part of the world, right? You can see what happened to Boston as opposed to Vegas. And I think that's a lot more interesting than trying to make like one giant compiled story.
And the juxtaposition between what happened before and what happened afterwards, that can't, you don't just render those environments for fun. Like, we'll just put those in that trailer. All those characters and that world, you running up that hill and seeing that hill in 2 different time periods, like, just for the trailer. Like, that's totally going to be in the game. And I don't know, I guess the question tonight is, like, is that just a prologue thing, or is that something that runs through the game that you can maybe, like, when you get to an area, it's like, okay, I'm going to unlock this flashback mission, and you go experience that through the different character before the Fallout.
Didn't Fallout 3 have this sweet, like, TV show mission where everything is in, like, black and white?
Yep.
What was that?
We have to stop calling out games that I haven't played for 5 years. But no, you're right. It was this 1950s style mission.
Something like what you're describing, Brandon, could easily happen. Yeah, I think it's totally within the realm of what Fallout likes to do.
You brought up a good point, though. It's been a long time since any of us have played an Elder Scrolls game. I mean, like, that game was so Skyrim was like, wow, it looks so much better than Oblivion, and now it's kind of like outdated in a lot of ways.
Right.
Depending on how you mod it. It's been a long time since we played Fallout. Been a decent amount of time since we played Dishonored. Wolfenstein, definitely like this old classic franchise. Prey 2, not a game we thought we were going to see for a while. Are we probably not getting a Bethesda conference next year? Because they're just kind of like, this seems like the right time for us to just introduce you to all these things. Maybe next year we're not going to have so much to show. Wow. But just kind of like every now and then.
I don't think so. I think we're going to have a conference every year from here on out. Bethesda has only gotten more aggressive over time. I think them going out and grabbing guys like Tango and making a point to be a huge publisher, I think they want to be a presence that only gets bigger. So I think as a result of that, you're going to get maybe new IPs next year. You're going to get a bunch of different things. Battlecry is interesting. They're even making a push in the multiplayer arena, which is not something they're known for. I think they want to stay.
Elise, how do you measure this press conference? Like social presence? How many new Peep followers you get on Facebook and Twitter, or how much in general people are talking about it, pre-orders?
I guess that's the question. You can monitor hashtags on Twitter. We can see right now that 250,000, last I checked, 282,000 people now are watching this on Twitch, which is huge.
Just on Twitch alone.
On Twitch alone, and I'm sure Bethesda's, I don't know if they just have Twitch embedded on their
They'll be here
site,
next year. That's crazy.
They'll be here next year. They have enough to support their own conference. And I guess like Kyle was saying earlier, we'll see whether this, they're going to pit Square Enix and Bethesda as head-to-head competition. So we'll kind of see like how they compete against one another.
That is crazy. 280 just on.
280.
I wonder what the YouTube numbers are like.
287 now. Yeah, they're gonna crack probably 300,000 people watching this press conference, which is amazing.
It absolutely is. Like you can't buy that kind of advertising right now. Do you know to get 280,000 people paying attention word by word to what you're saying live?
Right. Too bad about those leaks. They really cut them, really hamstringed them. A lot of people just kind of burnt out.
No, there's going to be plenty of huzzas.
It would be more exciting.
Facetious. I got you.
Was I not obvious about that, Kyle? I'm sorry.
No, I don't.
Should I hold up a sign or something?
I sort of think like you also when you get those little bits and pieces throughout the week leading up, it kind of gets people to notice like, oh, there's a Bethesda conference happening this Sunday. That's never happened before. Like when you get that leak and then it's like, oh well, maybe there's a Dishonored 2 coming. What? They're having a press conference on Sunday. They're going to show it to us. Like some people are probably aren't in the know that this is even happening, maybe.
Or even that Bethesda makes Dishonored.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So I think is a huge chance for them to make a name for themselves. That's really exciting. I'm glad they have 280 already.
Yeah. You were talking about what matters at E3, and I honestly think in a lot of ways it's the headlines. Because it's there's so much noise going on at E3, so many things competing for your attention. Like think of Rise of the Tomb Raider, right? That is probably going to be a great game that I know a lot of people are looking forward about, but no one's talking about it. It doesn't have the same level of buzz that a lot of these other games do. Despite Tomb Raider, the reboot being super well received, you need to have something that has a headline like, this is unlike any other game I've played before, or this is taking the series in a super new, exciting direction. You need to get out there and shape how people are thinking about your games, I don't think you can just come out with a trailer.
Yeah, I kind of get the impression that we saw Tomb Raider and we're like, wow, this is amazing. This is a borderline next-gen Tomb Raider. but there doesn't seem to be that much difference between Rise of and we're
Right.
kind of like, okay, we saw this, we get this. This is kind of more of what we liked, which is a good thing. But it's not a game changer. It's not doing anything drastically different, and maybe that's why it's not getting that much attention.
Absolutely. And thinking about it, maybe this doesn't matter for Fallout, but one of the reasons I thought Skyrim was so exciting and caught so many people's attention is if you think about Oblivion, it's pretty straightforward high fantasy, right? Whereas Skyrim has this huge Norwegian influence, and if you put those two games side by side, they look very different. They have totally different vibes. And I think that's going to be, or I hope it's going to be important for Fallout 4. I want it to come out, and I don't want to just say, that looks like a better Fallout 3. I want it to be, no, this is Fallout 4, and this is why I care about it.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I feel about Dishonored, because I feel like Dishonored has this amazing like steampunk, alternate, reality, Victorian era universe.
Magic infused
universe, but it's like, what's 2 gonna do to up the ante with that
Right.
world is really interesting.
Well, they introduced a different character for immediately for the DLC. They had you playing as Dowd, and so it'd be cool. Maybe if there's multiple characters that you can pick, and depending on what character you pick, it changes missions in different ways, affects the story.
That's a good idea.
Story seems to affect a lot of their franchises. Wolfenstein New Order had more story than that franchise I think has ever had. More story than I was anticipating. It was one of I think some of my probably my favorite character interaction of the year. It was definitely up there as far as Wolfenstein was concerned. Doom, probably not a lot of decision making going on in that game, other than what to shoot at. But Fallout, Dishonored, Wolfenstein, Elder Scrolls, choice is very important in a lot of stuff that they're doing. Do you think there's a through line? Kyle, you talked a little bit about, you amused me, Kyle, in your Final Bossman assessment before the show, about not being serious for their press conference. So, you look at a lot of stuff they have, and it's all the future's going to be rough. The past was rough, This Dishonored world, rough.
Yeah, Battlecry, rough. It's all that. It is all that, yeah.
But is that smart? And you think that's a qualifier that they look at, a new franchise as they look at something? I think, Skyrim was a little darker than I remember Oblivion being. Oblivion was a little more colorful and more uplifting.
I would say much darker in a lot of ways, yeah. But that's what people are into right now. Think about the success of Game of Thrones and how sort of the feel of that world is very much mimicked in video games.
So you're someone who doesn't play video games, but you're really into media and entertainment. It's there's no question you're not watching any of this stuff tonight. You're watching Game of Thrones.
I'm watching Game of Thrones tonight.
Okay. You're watching sports or something like that.
Okay, yeah. The finals, yeah.
The NHL finals on tonight?
NBA.
Don't
NBA
ask me,
finals,
man.
okay,
Come on.
Not the finals, but I think it's Game 5.
Because it's always we love the Kings, but when the Kings get in the finals, oh god, because they're right downtown, right next to the convention center. So you don't watch this stuff, and then Sunday night, wow, I hear all that stuff about some video game thing. Maybe I'll watch it on my phone or something like that. And Bethesda is your entrance to the E3 2015. Is this if we're sending Bethesda as the time capsule out into space and aliens discover it, and to them, 2015 video games is this offering that they're seeing? Is it cliche to be oh, it's just a bunch of shooters and blowing stuff up and gore and stuff like that? We're definitely getting dismemberment in the Fallout gameplay. I mean, that's a given, right? And Doom's super, Dishonored shoots knives into necks. It's just is this off-putting to people who aren't really into the industry, to parents, to stuff like that, to kick off the show? Am I reaching?
I doubt it, because Skyrim did so well and because Game of Thrones does so well. I think that Bethesda is actually broader than Nintendo. Do you know what I mean? I think the audience for this stuff is huge. I think that the people who say tomorrow, oh, there's a new Fallout game coming, is going to be massive. The people it just works. Oh, there's a new Doom. That's going to be huge. That tomorrow, oh, I'm on Facebook, I'm on Twitter. Let me check out this new Doom game.
This is just an anecdotal story, but I have a cousin who only plays Madden and FIFA every single year.
I hate those people.
Well, don't hate them.
I don't hate you.
No, they're just people.
I don't hate you.
That's just what he's into.
You're missing out.
It's fine. They're not watching.
Missing out.
Yeah. But
we all
he
have
played.
that. We all have just something books on tape or mine. Every now and then I'll
Hate
listen
was
to a
a
good
strong-
one. But
He
Yeah.
played all of Fallout 3.
Whoa.
That is the only non-sports game besides Call of Duty that he's ever finished.
He's stoked for Fallout.
Fallout has a reach.
Yeah.
That a lot of people, I think, that are kind of in the bubble don't realize. I think it's gonna be huge.
So it is past 7:00.
Yeah, chat's flipping now. Chat's kind of thinking that maybe they're going to start with Doom.
Okay.
I don't hate you guys. I don't hate mini wheat.
I called Doom earlier. I just been pointing that out. That's recorded. I did that at the beginning of this. I just want to point out again.
Start with Doom.
Yeah. I don't know if that was a final bet.
It's fine. Yeah. If you want credit for it, it's fine. You get
any final bet's going to be decided here on Sunday.
Yes.
When does the first final bet arrive?
We're counting kills in Doom.
Okay.
We're looking for any instance of booyah or any instance of booing.
Are you just gonna like rattle those off?
Who wrote the booyah one?
That was me writing that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Because Kyle's the only person alive that still uses that word. It's not going to get said.
I've seen a lot of support on Twitter of booyah sayers.
Huh.
So wait, something in a trailer is going to say booyah, or someone in the audience is going to say booyah,
On
or
stage.
a presenter is going to say booyah?
Yeah, will you hear the word booyah in any of the press conferences?
I hope we do.
It's going to be Doom. It's going to be like straight off, just...
It's
Well,
not
and
going
I
to
got my rocket launcher here, hit this guy, booyah.
Doom is not like that, though, right? Like, Doom would never say booyah.
I don't know.
No,
Like, where Cliffy and Ice-T came out
I
and played Gears.
booyah,
Like, it could be something like that.
Yeah.
I think booyah is a Sunset Overdrive word.
Oh, sure.
You know? I don't mean that in a derogatory way.
Splatoon uses
Gearbox.
Booyah.
Whoa.
Splatoon uses booyah a lot.
Oh, yeah, Ian
Splatoon
said
is a booyah
Gearbox,
game.
which is probably
Battleborn.
Nice, with the headphones
Somebody
on.
in Gearbox
Nice.
could say it.
I'm sorry, what, Ian? Sorry,
Yeah,
what?
if you weren't a diva and wore headphones, you could hear me right now.
Get on stage.
called you a diva.
Good
Yeah,
night.
That's okay.
Looks like we're about to start. Headphones on.
Oh, headphones on.
Oh, boy, here we go.
Whoop! All right, everybody.
This deserves a whoop.
Thank you for tuning in. Enjoy the press conference.
If you're interested,
still be
dual
talking,
window, because
right?
we'll be commenting throughout the press conference.
Yeah, we'll still be commenting.
I'm the art director.
I did not expect nobody guessed open with a dock.
Sound designer.
Yep.
At id Software.
Arcane Studios.
It's like a call-in service.
For Bethesda Game Studios.
Not a bad idea though.
Can you turn the volume up a little bit for us,
about
Ian?
2.5 years.
6 years.
There's no snare in my headphones?
No.
That's not
9 years.
under
We
my
all love
control.
Video games.
I've played games since I was a
But
kid.
hang on, I'll walk over to Huber and do it.
So this is Brandon. This is actually like right where you're talking about like being so serious. They're already working against that. They're like, hey, we're people.
chance to create, to try new ideas.
So these are across everybody. These is everyone working on every game. Yeah, you both ensure.
Something that
Yeah.
people will love.
For the fun.
Sense of discovery. The story.
I just wonder if you have a choice about where you're sitting.
Hopefully get their
Or
adrenaline.
if they're just kind of like, you, get in over here in this cubicle. And you're like, well, I thought I was actually going to be by the entrance.
These people are being
There's this
very
little potted
produced.
plant over there I thought would be nice.
They're being very Dishonored t-shirt. They're being very produced.
What is my lunch?
If we're doing it right, we have something special here. Our hearts are kind of on the line. It's been a long
Parking
journey.
lot?
I did not expect this music to be so inspirational.
I can't hear what they're saying. I just hear the angelic music.
Yeah, you're right. I hope we get better audio than this, to be honest.
Question is,
Are you?
I just hope this press conference doesn't spoil Game of
I'm
Thrones.
Shinji
I want out
Mikami.
of the Bethesda press
it's
conference.
finally time for the Bethesda E3
Yeah, like I feel like I'm going to be asked to donate something in a little bit. There you go.
Oh man, this is a very old montage song.
Very old footage for the montage.
Interesting to show Dishonored though.
Yeah, I mean that kind of shows their hand, right?
Well, they showed Rage as well, actually. Yeah.
Skyrim, yeah. It's just
Here's who we are. Basically, I think for that fact of just like, oh, they made that game.
Here's our catalog. Here's our resume.
Yeah, exactly.
This is why they are a contender for an E3 conference slot.
Yes.
Fallout 4. Yeah, new stuff.
Every time they show Rage, I just get bummed out.
It's just fun.
Have hope, young
Have
Padawan.
Have fun.
A little inappropriate end to that song is a nuclear explosion going off, ending society.
Ladies and gentlemen, Global Vice
Whoops in the
President
crowd.
of PR and Marketing
already got some
for
whoops?
Bethesda Softworks, Pete Hines.
Pete Hines, is that number one?
Skyrim music.
The best music.
I can start up Oblivion right now with Patrick Stewart talking and get chills. Hair raising in my arms.
BE3.
Thank you so much. Good evening and welcome to Bethesda's first ever E3 showcase.
Oh, this is fun.
I have to tell you that video still gets me a little choked up because it represents the hundreds of people that I'm here on stage representing tonight, the talented folks from our studios all over the world who work hard every day towards a common goal, to make great games. We're all excited to welcome you here tonight to kick off E3. We're in this amazing venue, the Dolby Theater, best known for the Oscars, on this very stage, some of the best names in entertainment have received the highest honor.
What do we think those lights are?
We aren't here to hand out statues, but we are going to have a celebration of our own.
iPads people are typing on.
People live tweeting.
Guts and a bunch of stuff blowing up.
We don't have to whisper.
Welcome to the 21st century.
Those are all cell phones?
I
No.
think we're going to have a lot more fun.
All of those are 3DSs.
Thank you all for being here.
Everybody's street
with us to
passing
put
at the
this
Dolby
show
Theater
on
tonight.
For you to show
I like this
the
guy. I
whole
think he's
world
honest.
What we're up
Oh,
to
yeah.
and
I think
what's
it's a
coming
good-
from
good
Bethesda
intro.
over the next year. There's
He goes
also
to the
a lot
gym.
of folks joining us on YouTube and Twitch right now.
He's the guy.
I just want to point out
hello
Calvin
to all of you, wherever you are
They call
in
him
the world
PR
joining us.
Hines.
Whoa.
He's so
Nah,
good
guys,
at
those
it.
are like glowing wristbands or something.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, those aren't cell
welcome
phones. Those
also
are glowing
to my
wristbands.
colleagues from Bethesda
Getting
and
really
all
high
of our
up on the
studios
lights?
who
Oh,
are
maybe so
here
that
in
way
attendance
security can
tonight.
easily
Thank you
see all
guys
your
for being here
wristbands.
as well.
No, so you look cool when you're clapping. Look at that.
I guess it looks cool.
Hashtag BE3.
As
Looks
well
like a
as all of our
Coldplay concert.
colleagues who couldn't be here and are watching online and then stayed up till the middle of the night in Europe. We have our friends down in Sydney who had a special party with the fans just to tune in and watch. So hello to all of them. Welcome to all of our retail partners.
Do you
who are
show
here,
one game before the big
members
speech?
Of the press,
You really kick the
You
whole
do.
thing off. You gotta
friends,
show something.
Yeah.
last
you do.
But not least, our fans.
It's us, guys.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, except for Kyle. I mean, let's
We truly believe
I was a
not
jerk.
forget that,
I
okay?
started off on a wrong note.
They're
You're right. I
loyal,
feel bad
they're
about that
smart,
still.
and they're
Kyle could be a
passionate
fan
about
after
games.
tonight.
They
I'll be a
share
fan
our
after tonight,
passion
for
the
sure.
great
Huber,
games.
real serious on the
And
couch.
that's
How you
what we're
feeling,
here to
Huber?
do
In the
tonight, to
zone.
talk about
He's just
it.
waiting for Doom.
I'm waiting
So let's
for
get right
any
to it. Are you
Bethesda
ready?
game.
He's right.
I assume that some of you in the audience have heard of a game called Doom
So
before.
if you're not getting
Oh,
sound,
Doom.
Okay, here we go.
Doom.
What's up? Look at that logo.
I thought you might have.
up?
In 1993, a small studio named id Software
Press
made a
check.
first-person shooter called Doom that forever changed
He's talking about Doom. It's
gaming.
fine. What?
yeah, you got to
First-person shooters
simulcast
became
your
a
streams, so
phenomenon.
we're not playing the
Deathmatch
Bethesda
was
audio.
born,
So if
and
you guys are
Doom
tuning
became
in,
a
you got to
cultural
play
icon.
Bethesda, and then
To this
hours if
day,
you want to
Doom
get
is
the
considered
commentary.
one of the most important and influential games in the history of our industry. And
Twitch.tv/Bethesda.
tonight,
Nice job.
it is
Keeping
back
people in the loop.
with a new
Bethesda
Doom.
Twitch is over
Built on the
400,000
IdTech
viewers.
666,
Yeah, baby.
Or as we like
Wow.
to call it internally, IdTech 666. It has taken the first-person shooter to a whole new level.
Yeah, always a fan of showing
New
and then
Doom,
talk.
Please welcome executive producer at id
No, he's gonna
Software,
talk.
Marty Stratton.
Too much talking.
Brandon called it Doom first.
Yeah. Yeah. What do I win, Kyle? What do I win?
Thank you.
You win a couple werehogs for that.
Do I get to have Huber wear a funny T-shirt or
I've had
something?
the
or what?
No, two
pleasure
werehogs.
of working on
Two
id
werehogs, sweet.
games
Oh, let me
for a
count.
very long time, and I've been a fan of them even longer than that. So it's an honor for me to represent the amazing and talented team at id here tonight. Just like for many of you, Doom is a special part of each of our individual gaming histories, both personally and professionally. That's why from the beginning of this project, we've been inspired by the way those original Doom games
Super serious
made
about
us
Doom.
feel when
Oh,
we
yeah.
Hey,
played
there's
them.
something weird
Although
about
their
a guy
premise
in a
was
suit
simple, they made us feel
Talking about
announcing
Doom?
a Doom game. Yeah, it's
I
just
hear
a
ya.
little weird.
I mean,
And
is
at
Doom
times, like we were part of
primarily
something
so
much
significant because it's so
larger than
old?
just that
Not to
dopamine
No,
talk
I mean-
ill about anything
forces
Doom. I
developed
played every Doom
shot.
game multiple times. I love
But
it.
the
There's
foundation
an
This
argument.
guy's just
of
really,
any
really
Doom
serious about Doom right now.
experience
Is
There's
he
an
talking about
argument
Medal of Honor or
that
something?
present
you wouldn't have
is
first-person shooters
unquestionably
as we know them
combat
today without Doom.
that's
You wouldn't,
centered
period.
around
Yeah.
three things.
I think Bethesda's already
Badass
made a faux
demons,
pas here. I think they needed to
big
wow us out the gate. They
effing
needed to
guns.
just lead with some strong reveal.
You just
And
video,
moving
boom,
really,
right at the beginning.
really fast.
Big effing guns was good.
So
You gotta
as
laugh.
now find
The thing is,
yourself on
Doom
the
speaks for
outskirts of a
itself.
massive
Like-
UAC
Yeah, I don't-
You're right.
facility on
Oh,
Mars.
going to a
You've been
facility.
activated to do
Gameplay
one thing,
first.
kill demons. Ladies and gentlemen,
Start
this is
counting,
Doom.
Mossman.
Start counting.
Here we go.
Oh, here we go. Doom. This is real.
Huber's wringing his hands. We definitely need
Oh,
a camera
it
on
already
Huber
looks
right
so
now.
good. Sold.
Master
Yeah.
Chief.
That's a good looking helmet.
God damn it, Luis.
Yeah, don't even insult Doom with that reference.
Okay, so they're starting with a shotgun, Huber. Shotgun equipped. There it is.
Look at that beauty.
Beauty
Oh
shot.
my god.
This looks so good.
Oh my god!
Yeah, Mike down on Huber. Mike down on Huber, please. Oh,
Double jump.
double jump.
We got a first double jump. Oh man.
Well, that's debatable. That's
Oh.
debatable. That was kind of like a half lead.
Okay. Doom had a jump. Oh, I love this slow start. There's nothing here. Here we go.
2.
I think that's not even one confirmed kill yet. Oh my god. It got heavy so fast.
Yeah, and some dude's playing this for sure. Like, this does not feel choreographed. This feels like a guy running a gun, and maybe he knows where enemies are going to be, but...
It's like a Coldplay concert.
Right?
I'm So there's
the
a
blue,
weird...
The blue outline is the finisher, right?
I think you take down their shields, yeah.
Okay.
It seems like. Which is honestly a good visualization of that.
Yeah.
For a game that's like so...
That's some good dismemberment, right, Ben Moore?
That's some good dismemberment.
Soulcross in chat is saying this is not gameplay footage. How do you guys react to that?
This is totally gameplay footage. I can completely get the vibe someone's playing this. No?
No, I'm not sold.
What's going on, Ben?
Why the skepticism, Ben?
It doesn't... When you see somebody play, it's not as smooth, right? Like, you kind of look around a little bit more. You do a few different things. I'm not completely sold.
Too perfect?
Yeah, it's too perfect, I guess, is a simple way of saying it.
Huber, new shotgun.
Anymore.
We're up to 10 or 11 kills.
I counted a few more.
Lies.
This is the gun. Yes! Oh my god.
So I'm definitely feeling a world here. You know, this is definitely a place that people worked, you know. So there's definitely NPCs you're going to be following or hearing from or...
Picking up ammo.
No need for a flashlight.
It's definitely a base gone bad, so that's kind of like the same setup as Doom 3.
I like the idea of picking up ammo in an E3 trailer.
Right?
It makes me not feel invincible. Do they disappear for a frame when he does that shot? Or am I just crazy?
Visual boost again. No objective markers or anything. He's not doing a quest or nothing. Just gotta get through this area.
Teleported in from hell.
That's actually a huge deal for a series that has never had jumping, and then making that part of the level.
The stuff flying out of people is pretty Borderlands.
Sure.
It's pretty.
I hear you there, Brandon.
It is. You're right.
It's pretty like fun video game.
I feel like this is what they wanted Alien Isolation to feel like.
Yeah, this is a different pace than Alien Isolation.
It's different pace totally, and I mean obviously you're different enemies and whatever, but I feel like just this kind of like fluid moving through the level.
This is already so frantic. I'm sorry, was that called Super Shotgun?
Whoa.
I missed it.
I missed it too.
It was.
Okay.
Pulse rifle, baby.
Plasma rifle.
Plasma. Let's do this.
The sound design is really cool too. That little like boom boom.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's just so much happening. You know, it's like when you really stage something. Battlefront, for example. Battlefront's first gameplay thing I thought was very staged. It just seemed like there was like a set piece moment every 5 seconds. And there's just a lot of like running and gunning we're seeing here. You know, it's just a lot of enemy management as opposed to like making every single kill some glorious, awesome, perfect right at that right moment, lit perfectly. Yeah.
I mean that's so true to Doom though. The reason why I love that game so much is you see a situation and you're just like, there's no way I can do this, and then you just throw yourself into it and somehow you come out on top.
Do you think we've passed 40 kills yet?
There's got to be.
40.
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
about 40, I think. Yeah.
Wow.
Give or take.
Huber wants this trailer to end. He wants this gameplay demo to end.
Oh!
Oh, we're seeing like a memory.
Holograms.
Yeah, Division's doing this. Lots of other series are doing this.
Demon Knight.
Yeah, we're gonna go fight a guy. We're gonna go fight him. We saw his memory.
It's a great way to give exposition without, you know, long dragged out dialogue or anything like that.
Or like a waypoint marker. That was what we just saw basically.
Also, pretty long demo so far, right? This is lengthy. Definitely slowing it down in the middle here. Hey now.
Huber, why did he do that?
So he can get into a
So you
door.
can get into the door, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I like that gets cheers from a crowd. Yeah.
No booyahs.
Dismemberment is going to be big in this press conference.
I mean, that's actually a pretty cool call out. Okay, this looks great.
The environment is so nice looking.
I think it's a smart environment too, because there's obviously like hell connotations right now, but
chainsaw.
It's not in your face.
But we're not in hell. You know, like we're clearly in a factory on some station somewhere.
This is why I love E3, is these moments where the chainsaw appears and you hear an audience applauding it. I love stuff like this.
It's the twin machine guns in Halo 2. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh my God, you guys.
Yeah.
It's so sad the demons use their arms. Oh, we're clashing.
Every single way he dismembered them was different.
So yeah, there's like some frames where the characters disappear. I think this might be an imperfect demo. Ben, I think this might be real, man.
I hope you're right, man.
Yeah, I buy it. I'm pretty finicky about demos sometimes.
Still love Splatoon.
Kind of bummed.
Still love Splatoon.
Kind of bummed it's like 1 by 1, so you can't like chainsaw 2 guys. So I can't just like swing it, you know, like take out a bunch of guys. I wonder if you kind of leave yourself vulnerable by it.
Do you know what this demo is convincing me of? I want as little dialogue in this game as possible.
Yeah, there's just nothing. There's no context be damned.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
each of these weapons is your context.
That was a good one. The head split. That was all right. Yeah, lots of melees. This is the end of the demo, isn't it? That's it.
I think I got you, pal. It's like 60-something.
He ripped off your hands and then punched you in the face.
That was a good
That was a good demo.
Press conference over.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I need to see, honestly.
So, Ben, skeptical. I call gameplay, Kyle.
Doom
You think
is
it's...
certainly about
Oh, it's
more
gameplay.
than
You think
just
it's
a
gameplay?
single-player
At the end there.
campaign.
I don't think it's coming
Especially.
soon.
And now that you've seen the game's combat, let's talk about multiplayer.
Uh-oh, Huber, we're about to get some more confirmed kills, buddy. Multiplayer.
Arena-style combat in locations
Wow,
ranging
I did not
from
expect them to announce
facilities
multiplayer for
on
this.
Mars to the depths of hell.
Why wouldn't they?
You'll be challenged in exciting modes like domination.
Wait, why are you sighing? What's going on, Ben?
It's weird. I'm
Wolfenstein, no multiplayer.
Sure, exactly, yeah.
Multiplayer was actually a huge part of the original Doom. It was big. It was one of the first like big online deathmatch games.
We go.
But it's
Sneak
not
peek.
what I care about. In
Coming at you, Ben.
He talked a lot about power-ups for some reason.
It was also terrible in Doom 3.
This is the music you wanted, Ben. We got our medal.
Yep, there it is.
Halo with blood.
Oh, good night, Huber.
Yeah,
Oh,
got
good
me.
night. They announced multiplayer.
Unreal.
Oh my God.
Saved you.
Oh, these are the powers he's talking about.
Whoa.
Okay.
Okay, that's a good direction.
I love too that Twitch just can't hack it. They're like, there's an explosion or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, you're right. There's just too much motion going on.
Oh yeah.
So there are a lot of multiplayer games that are like you can be the enemy. Doom is one of the few franchises where I actually the enemies are so good that I would actually want to. You know.
Yeah.
We look forward to sharing a lot
I'm
more
excited for
Doom
how much fun
multiplayer
you
in
and
the coming
Huber are going to
months.
have with that.
But as you've now seen,
I think
I'm
we've
gonna watch
got
out
a.
like 17
wide
times,
variety of
so
guns,
it's fine.
wild
I think we've got a 24-hour
and
stream
fast
incoming.
movement provide the building blocks for hours of great
Bunny Bacon
entertainment
from chat
in
says,
both
"Reminds me of
single
Unreal
and
Tournament."
multiplayer modes. But we weren't done.
Yeah,
we wanted
I hear
to
that.
provide more and allow our fans to do more. You see,
Oh,
traditionally,
mods.
we provided our tools to a community of players with the knowledge and ability to create additional content.
Ooh.
And their work
We're getting
has
some
inspired
kill
us.
counts in
So with this
chat.
Doom, we ask,
68,
what
74,
every player,
75.
regardless
way
of
off.
platform or past experience,
Seems
had
off.
the ability
thought it was more than that.
You're gonna have to comb through it,
and
chat. Not
instantly
convinced.
share their own creations. Like this co-op experience. where
Keep
the goal
counting,
is to
chat.
Survive wave after wave of demons.
So what we're seeing now are mods?
Or this mode, where you kill demons to earn credits that you can spend on ammo or health or bigger guns.
So we're seeing a horde mode, I guess, there, huh?
Or even this classic 4-player deathmatch experience.
Whoa, that's fast.
In the greatest way.
4-player deathmatch. There you go.
Tonight, we are proud to announce Doom SnapMap, a custom-designed, built-in gateway to an endless stream of Doom experiences created by you.
This is
At its
awesome.
core, SnapMap is about players never running out of fun and imaginative gameplay.
Still in your real estate, though?
No.
It's an easy-to-use
Oh,
in-game
cool.
tool
Oh my
with
God.
uncompromising depth and capability.
Yes.
My God.
That's good.
That deserves a huzzah.
That's a huzzah
Yeah,
moment.
that's a huzzah.
Don's gonna love this.
Yes.
Don's gonna make trials in SnapMap.
This is why you have a press conference.
Yeah.
This is one of those things
You're
you're
right.
like, hey, we can't, you don't release 3 trailers explaining everything. Yeah, we gotta
You can
get up
even
on stage and talk
create
about
or
this.
And you get a huzzah. You get people cheering
make
as you
I-
release this.
I am so excited about
There's a
this.
lot here.
Wow,
When you're
yeah.
ready,
This
press a
is,
single
honestly, it's
button
like
to play
trials. That's a lot
or
of
share that
control.
content
Like 20 minutes in their press
instantly
conference, we're
with
still talking about
friends
Doom.
or others
Yes.
around the world.
That's perfect.
They might not need to announce a new IP.
That was telling. There was a graphics
For more
bar.
than 20
I
years,
think the
the
more
Doom
you put in, the
community
lower
has
the
been one
graphics
of the
are.
most
Oh, that's interesting.
active
Yeah,
and
yeah.
creative
Good eye, Huber.
gaming. Now,
There's a game called Disney
Very good
Infinity
eye.
that was unfortunately, way ahead of this series. That's already experimented with some of that tech.
we can't wait to see all the
I could see
amazing
them doing
things
something
they
similar.
come up with next.
I wonder if the teams, talk to guys at Avalanche at all, too.
Chat's saying Mario Maker for the win.
Right?
Oh, man. Over SnapMap?
Yeah.
Now, before I go, we thought you might want to see a bit more from our single-player campaign.
Wow.
Yes?
Yeah, why not?
All right, terrific. So let's drop in.
This
on
is
a little
exactly
place
what I was
where
hoping
demons
for.
like
Yeah,
to
blow
call
it out.
Blow it out.
Give it 20
Welcome to
minutes.
hell.
Light it up.
Light it up.
He should have just walked on stage and said, "Light it up," and let it go.
You're in hell!
We made it to hell.
Wow. Yeah, didn't save this one.
Wow.
So happy to be in hell. Hell. Yes.
I love the slow start again.
Do you think there will actually be no enemies in this area in the final game, or they just took them out for the demo? Ben Moore.
No, I think this will be like this.
Building atmosphere.
Yeah, they want you to see the world.
Doom Souls? Gotta be careful with those melees, because you knock guys like off the ledge, and then you get, ooh, that's a big environment.
Yeah. They're probably going to end soon, huh? No, we're still going in.
Controller in hand says, "Is this a Bethesda conference or a Doom conference?"
Ouch. This was our most anticipated game.
This is one of those moments where playing Doom as a kid, I would envision it looking like this.
Yeah, man,
it's
I
like
hear
seeing
you.
your childhood come to life.
Especially vistas. It was really fun kind of seeing the mountains in the background and actually having like a dome, like a 360-degree environment all the way around you.
I love when they pour it in. That looks so cool. I'll forgive enemies porting in if they're like...
Oh, that music's great.
It's funny.
It's got a John Carpenter vibe to it.
I hear you there, actually. There's exploding barrels even on Hell.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. This is cool. Get that double jump. Nice. Snipe him. Oh, no. Okay.
Needs more shotgun.
Oh, he twisted this up.
Yeah, those finishers are crowd pleasers for sure.
Yeah. Oh, what are you? Huber, what is that?
I forget what those guys are called.
They're in Doom 3?
In all of them.
They're on all the Dooms, yeah.
Cool.
Ooh, that's a good gun.
Oh, we got a guy in our face, and he's just like, no time for you.
Rocket launcher.
Yes.
Yes!
Yep. He's taking the rockets. He's down.
They are showing a lot of gameplay.
Yeah, man.
I feel like so many games are, look how serious we are, look how in-depth we are. Doom is just,
Yeah.
let's just have fun.
Look how many things you can kill.
Look how many things you can kill.
I love that he goes down that hallway and just says nope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Are we being strategic here, Ben, or are we just showing off the weapons?
You would use a rocket launcher against those guys.
Yeah, he's circle strafing. He's doing his thing. Yes. Oh, yes, please. Yep. Right in your stomach. What up? Blow up.
That was sick.
Little gift for you. Oh man, that's good.
That guy had a family, you guys.
No, these are demons. You don't even have to feel remorse when killing hell demons.
Think they don't got little baby demons at home?
No. They don't have a home.
Just a really nice blend of like setting up a clear moment that we want to show you from the game, and then just tooling around and blowing everything up.
Yeah, I think we forgive them for their slow start because of how heavy they went into Doom.
I hope this is how the game feels. Like I want it to seem like these enemies are never going to stop coming at me. You know what I mean?
Like you're not looking at chat right now when we're streaming this. You're
Right.
just like, sorry, somebody else looking at chat.
Yep, sorry.
Oh, that's the guy who killed us last time. Now's our revenge. Not this time, buddy.
He just kind of sat there screaming.
Huber, by the way, we might be at 200 kills now. Who's counting?
Oh, chain gun, finally.
So I actually think it's weird that it stops when you switch weapons. Is that new to Doom?
It slows down.
Yeah, that was not in any other game.
I think that's to encourage the switching of weapons. Even though you got hotkeys, you don't even need it. Oh, is this coming to consoles?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's not a feature I'm particularly fond of.
Hotkeys?
No, slowing down when you switch weapons.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
Cyber demon.
Cyber demon hype.
BFG! No, show it! Show it!
Well, were you hungry, Huber?
Who's hungry?
Did they not show you enough?
Huzzah! Huzzah! I love when they revealed it on the drum beats. It went poof, poof. They made cuts actually in the gameplay. That was interesting.
Yeah, that was definitely a
We can't wait to get Doom into your
piece of
hands
media.
in the spring of 2016 on
Wow.
Xbox One, PS4, and
Fallout
PC.
in the
Have
fall.
a great night.
Spring of 2016. That's way sooner than I thought, honestly.
Well done.
So doing the trailer count, that was 4 completely solid, different announcement pieces of media.
Yeah.
Oh,
That was
multiplayer?
an introduction to
Yeah.
the game, the multiplayer trailer, the snap map reveal, and hell, bringing over the BFG.
They blew it up. We asked them to blow it up, and they
You weren't
blew it
awake
up.
before, you better be now. You heard Marty talk about
He's cool.
Doom SnapMap, a great example of how Bethesda and its studios give our fans the ability to create and share mod content regardless of platform. Supporting mods is just one of the ways Bethesda
Regardless
is
of
pushing the
platform.
boundaries of what is
So
possible in
SnapMap works
games.
on consoles too.
Over
That's
the last
weird.
year,
Wow.
we've been
It's gonna be a
working
fun
on
trailer
how to
score for you
expand
guys.
how gamers create and share that
Yeah, all of those. Yeah, we
content
gotta score
to
all
our
those guys.
communities, how they connect
Ian's
both to each
eating
other
cereal
and
or
as well as to
something.
us. The result of that work is a
I
new
love
Goulash.
goulash. Love some goulash.
Yeah, what's going on, Don? We got Don in the booth now. Let's switch to Don, see if he can do it. See if he can do it. Maybe boom. No, wait. Oh, there he is. There's the goulash. There's the Casanova.
Hi, everybody.
So they just announced Bethesda Net as like a weird way to share
of all of our games
mods and
going
things.
forward and also integrate our
Ian.
websites into one
Don,
seamless
can you ask
experience.
Ian to get my
You can find
laptop
all the info you
charger
crave
from my
on Bethesda
bag?
Net, including robust forums to talk
Again,
about the games that
Bethesda
you love,
Net press
exclusive
conference,
videos
you know.
and articles,
Definitely making the
and
announcement that needs to be
access
made.
to games
Bossy,
and
do you
new
think they
features.
use the Doom
Bethesda
momentum
Net builds
to go
on our
into
commitment to
Battlecry
developing and supporting.
That's what
great
my guess
AAA
was, but they
quality
used it to
games.
go into
In fact,
Bethesda
it was
Net.
that commitment to quality and
I did not.
innovation
I thought it would be all
inspired
killer,
us
no
to
filler.
found
We're definitely deep into
Battlecry
filler right now.
Studios and their upcoming game, Battlecry.
There it is.
Oh, we're through it.
There
Yeah.
it is.
I did promise Battlecry would be
Oh,
second.
we're starting with a video. Nice. Thank you, video.
Hi everyone, I'm Lucas Davis,
video
design
of the man
director at
talking.
Battlecry Studios.
Cross that out. Cross that out.
Online
Subtracting by-
action
we got
game
gameplay
with team-based
intermixed.
combat and intense
It's Ian,
tactical
everybody.
warfare.
Ian Hank. Thanks, Ian.
Face
Hank.
off against opponents in the war zones and battle for the glory
You're right,
of your
Brandon.
nation.
Weird way to
Select
like
players in
debut
Australia and
gameplay.
New Zealand have already joined us in our alpha,
I
and soon
don't
the
like
rest of the
this.
world can join them in
Say
battle.
hi to everybody.
Tonight we
Hi.
are pleased
It
to
looks
announce
great.
that we are accepting
Choppy?
worldwide
Yeah.
signups for Battlecry's global beta at battlecrythegame.com. And sign up now before June 18th.
Yeah,
and
look at
you'll
the way they
receive
run. They kinda
priority
glide.
beta
This is
access
a-
as well as
this
a
is very
special
strange.
The
in-game
encounters
reward.
seem so
We look
awkward.
forward to seeing
Yeah.
you in the war zone this fall. Until then, here's a look at how Battlecry has evolved over the last year and a
Wow,
sneak
yeah,
peek
really
at our
short
brand new
bit for
warrior
Battlecry.
faction, the Han
No,
Republic.
we got a trailer now.
Wonder when Overwatch is
It
going to
wasn't
come
much
out.
of a sell, though.
Battlecry, Battleborn. There's only one, and it is Overwatch. Ooh, look at he's got a little broom thing though,
I like
or
this
something.
broom thing, yeah.
Yeah, that was cool.
He's the
Brawler. Shot caller.
That's what you're saying. You got different classes. You called it, Luis. You're like, I really want to see these classes.
The Anchorman.
Show off how awesome they are.
Anchor Hammer.
I feel like just the unique character aesthetic is what this game has going for it. And I don't even know if that's enough. I hope it is. Are those...
Battleborn's aesthetic isn't that much different.
So what is the location of this world? Because we've got like kanji on signs and stuff like that.
Oh, it's all over the world. So
Yeah.
the world powers have teams of people fight little battles to make, instead of having wars, they have these little battles.
In the middle of the street.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not world, they're like organized battles. It's like, oh, if we have a disagreement, yeah, we'll fight it over these little battles. I'm sorry I got so into lore for that trailer, everyone. I'm sorry if I ruined that for you.
You're not sorry.
Battlecry is playable
Yeah.
at E3 this week, so come by and check it out.
2015. Maybe this is the fall 20.
So I wanted them to sell me on Battlecry.
Yeah, that was a really
Yeah, dude.
short mention of
Didn't, I don't think they have a lot of confidence in it.
I'm actually shocked by that. You're right.
Yeah.
Arcane.
Me playing game says I just want to watch Doom again.
Yeah.
English,
For real.
slowly, Raph.
All right,
Slowly English.
sorry. All right, good point.
Don't do the
I
jokes
said, hi
ever,
everyone.
ever. Don't do it. Don't
Uh,
do it ever.
very
You
honored
can't,
to be
you
here
can't
tonight.
play it.
I'm Rafael
Just don't do
Colantonio,
it. It's
and
never
I'm
gonna
Harvey
play.
Smith.
Doesn't
We're
matter.
co-creative directors at Arcane
Colantonio, that's your
Studios.
guy.
It's like going for a three-pointer. It's like, yeah, if you make it, it's great, but you probably won't.
Oh, that's your Harvey Smith.
Arcane was started in '99 with one mission: to create
Play
the special
the
kind of games
video
we most
first.
passionate
I
about.
don't know.
Games with
That's just
high
me.
You gotta do some do's and don'ts.
Just don't mean to like be
experience, focusing on player choice
ad
and
nauseum about it, but
consequence.
same thing with that developer trailer. You know, it's like they just started it out. That's why I didn't think that Dishonored thing, not to cut this guy off, but like was going to be a big thing. Or I mean, the Battlecry thing, but even before it happened, because it seemed like, we're not here. You know, we're not. I'm not there. We're doing stuff elsewhere. You guys have a fun night doing your stuff with these exciting games. I'm just gonna interrupt you for 5 seconds and talk about Battlecry.
But it's coming out in 2015 though, which like you'd think that they'd be trying to show the shit out of that game
Yeah.
tonight.
You think?
Well, it was a beta. I think the beta starts in 2015.
And steampunk world.
Like with free-to-play games, that's
Yeah.
kind of the way to handle it.
We'd like
But
to say
soft
thank you
launch,
to the
but
millions
yeah.
of
You know,
it's a
honestly, these
played
days,
Dishonored.
you need to almost treat your beta like the full
launch.
deal.
That's interesting.
Just thinking this
Oh, yeah, you're welcome. Look at those wristbands.
On behalf of our entire team, I can tell you your
just creates a.
passion was
Can you just feel
deeply
that? You feel
gratifying.
like, okay, do it. Just
Yeah,
do what
You
you're
know,
doing.
to their credit,
Just do a thing.
Excited about
these
showing you
there a lot of
what
these
comes
people
next
have
from
been
us.
slaving away on this thing that they couldn't tell the world about for years,
Sure.
and then suddenly, like, they get 1 second on stage where they can say, "We're super excited."
Got that Corvo
This
mask.
mask.
Yeah.
Let's mask everybody.
It's
Oh, this
bloody,
is
it's
huge.
broken.
This is huge.
Arkham Knight Studios.
It's happened again. Someone's pulled the rug out from under you. An empire at your feet, and you've lost it
First
all.
CG offering of the
Be
press
honest,
conference, I believe.
Did you
Yeah.
really deserve
Oh, this might be an
it?
engine, man.
More important,
Nah.
what would you do to
No.
get
Okay.
it back? Careful.
I think like a kind of Call of Duty vibe, like just the world, like
you decide will
it was like
ripple
Africa.
across
Or
the
like,
You're females.
ooh.
blood in the gutters and corruption on the wind. It'll be fun
His
watching
daughter.
this unfold.
His daughter.
Bees,
Oh,
man.
you're probably Emily.
What will you do? with
Bees
the
are so big
power
right now.
I've given you? How will you make you
Daytime.
Black Ops 3's got bees.
It's all a beautiful day. It's not like
Yeah.
rainy and it's not nighttime. They still got that cartoony aspect to them.
Nice shot. I think that was the bad guy from the first game in the background. That painting. I could be wrong.
We're going stealth. Whoa.
Whoa.
Hey now. Oh, he was ready for you.
Yeah, that's a little brazen.
But I know who you are. Emily Caldwell.
Told you.
Nice job, Huber.
Good call, Huber.
Isn't it implied that she's his daughter?
Everything is in motion. All of it has led you to this exact second in
I
time.
don't know. He does have a cool, like, couple of
clockwork action.
General Grievuses.
Pip-Boy 2 up in here.
Yeah, it is a good Grievous.
Okay, so we got some dodges and stuff. Are we gleaning anything from that? There wasn't a lot of combo dodge flippiness going on in the first Dishonored. Like you should kill some things pretty fast, otherwise.
I think there's a lot to glean from this trailer.
Yeah, we set a trap. Yes, yes to this stuff. I mean, I wish I was watching that in the game.
Yeah, I would say this target is significantly more difficult to kill than the target in the first Dishonored CG trailer.
So we turned into a smoke monster at the end.
Yeah.
Smoke monster.
Yeah.
From Lost.
Yeah.
But it's always good to see a familiar face.
Ooh. It's always good to see it.
Who's that guy at the end?
That's Corvo's mask.
And the
No,
line.
who's that guy though? Who picked it up?
I don't remember. I don't know.
In Dishonored 2, the Empire of the Isles is in jeopardy once more when an otherworldly usurper seizes the throne. You'll travel to Karnaca, a once dazzling coastal city on the southern edge of the world, and hunt down new adversaries as you alter the fate of the Empire. This time, you have the choice to play as Corvo Attano or Emily Caldwin, a new character.
Wow.
There we
Their own
go.
unique sets of powers, their own weapons and gadgets. And of course, you can combine
Assassin's
these things
Creed
creatively
Victory right there.
to eliminate your targets as you see fit.
Syndicate.
You can play with weapons drawn, or you can play the entire game without killing anyone. We'll tell you more as soon as we can, but what we're here tonight to say is that Dishonored 2 is coming, and will be available for PC, Xbox One, PlayStation 4. Thank you so much.
No time. So that's probably pretty far out, huh?
Yeah.
They're having a hard time with that left monitor. It keeps blinking out.
And while you wait for the new game, we have more of the original Dishonored for you to enjoy. It is Dishonored Definitive Edition.
Yeah! We never guessed that.
It comes
Yes!
with all the original game plus all of the added content, and all of it has been graphically enhanced for Xbox One and PS4.
Cool. Very cool. Having not played any of the DLC, I'm looking forward to that.
Oh yeah, good call.
And it's good DLC, right?
So the Dishonored Definitive Edition
from what
will
I
be
hear,
available
some of the
this
best.
fall.
Cool.
Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the show.
That's it. He's relieved as he said thank you.
I don't think I realized how much I wanted a new Dishonored until right now.
So
Sure.
they didn't give an estimation for a release.
Not even a
Two.
year. Yeah.
I think fall 2016, right?
No.
I mean, that's just my guess.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna use this as my restroom break.
Hi everyone,
I'm gonna go with you.
5 days ago, we
Don't
launched
leave
the
me with Elder Scrolls, you guys.
Is this
Yes,
Elise?
right.
Elise,
Yeah.
burning question for you, Elise.
No.
Elise, I need an answer to this question.
Console
Oh,
players
Huber's
all
leaving as
over
well.
the world
Are we
now able to
announcing something new right
experience
now, or
Elder
is this just
Scrolls
like, hey, remember the online?
We're
Everybody,
pleased to see millions
go
of
check
people
out.
online
God, I don't
enjoying
know.
the game, whether it's by themselves, with a group, or in massive
Let's
battles.
chat. I want to hear what
We're
you
sorry
guys
we
think
can't be
about
with you in
Elder
person
Scrolls.
tonight, but we need to be in the
Oh,
studio
we're
to
seeing
support
here.
the recent launch. We're also working hard on adding even more content and new features to this
Working
already
hard.
vast.
New
More
content,
content, new
features.
features.
We're excited about what fans have to look forward to next.
I didn't think
Here's
they were
a peek
doing
at
that.
What the team at ZeniMax Online Studios is bringing to Tamriel Unlimited this year.
Tamriel
here we go.
Unlimited.
We've known about this.
Cool.
Huber would be the most excited, but he left.
Yeah.
He didn't want to hang out for this.
Man.
Don, Ian, any comments on Elder Scrolls Online? You're all we've got. There you go. Ba-boom. You heard it here first. If you want that glowing Ian review,
So is this kind of the lull of the press conference?
it's the bathroom break. I wouldn't be surprised if half of the crowd didn't get up. I don't have to go to the bathroom. You have to go to the bathroom at least. Come on.
Nah.
Come on.
I can go here.
It was Doom, man. Made Kyle crap his pants. He was so excited about Doom.
So,
We're just seeing environments so far.
yeah. They're making new content, new features that they're adding.
But they're not saying any new content and the new features,
No.
so we're just getting a gameplay trailer of zones that people have already probably
Yeah.
beat a year ago.
And I don't know, that's the normal thing you do with an MMO.
If you have nothing to announce, I guess it's gotta.
Did they boo Dishonored HD?
No way.
Are you guys messing with me?
We'll check the tape. I refuse to believe that.
Ending on the bears.
Always end on bears.
Roaring bear, chilling
We know. What does that mean?
I don't know.
I love you, Bethesda. We know.
What can I say? I love games, and every opportunity to play, I take advantage of. And with a tablet or a mobile device like this one,
no, yeah, we're diving.
He's doing the hard sell here. What's going on, Pete?
At my in-laws' house, or even
Okay. It's oh man, every second is precious. You can't.
People who know me know that I am a huge fan of strategy card games. I play them a lot. I have also worked
we're all
on
going to get a new Elder Scrolls card game.
For over a third of my
No
life.
question.
So this next game is particularly exciting to me because
Ben
it brings
Moore
those
should
two
be here
worlds
for
together.
this.
Yeah.
Tonight, we are pleased to announce the Elder Scrolls Legends, a strategy card game that builds on the rich legacy of Skyrim and the Elder Scrolls Online, and brings the world of the Elder Scrolls to a completely new genre. Here's a sneak peek.
Past. Present.
Getting just weird. You're in a chair, and that's how you announce, and then I think you just play the video first.
I love that he's moving all over the arena. He's like Batman.
That which has transpired.
Pete Hines.
It's kind of like the Haunted Mansion, where like at the end, I bet a bunch of people that were in those seats were like, "What? Huh? Where is he?"
He's Hugh Jackman in Prestige.
And their quests.
Jazz Bone says you will never win against mighty Hearthstone.
Ben Moore is not here for this. I want to point out, Ben Moore is not in the room right now. There is a card game for Elder Scrolls, and Ben Moore is not in the room.
One last word says I can.
Elder Scrolls Legends, Ben Moore.
It's a Hearthstone killer.
Hearth Scrolls. Hearth Scrolls, Ben.
Hashtag
Best
Hearth
announcement.
Scrolls.
This is so weird. It's like card art. Dramatic card art.
That's what you do, dog. That's how you do a card game trailer.
Is it really though?
Oh yeah.
What else do you show?
The game.
But how different is it going to be from any other card game?
Yeah, what was...
They're overselling this card game is what I mean.
Here's a sneak peek, like at what, the art and motion? Yeah, that was, again, it was that first. You do that first. And then I wonder, what is that? And then the strategy card game, and oh my god. And then you in a seat with the tablet, and you're like, I like card games a lot. And so you're like still buzzing from the announcement.
Show us what's unique
Because all about
about the
association.
strategy.
When you come out on stage and you announce it beforehand, I have nothing to associate what you're about to talk to with. I'm literally just staring at you, waiting for you to talk about it.
Yeah.
When you show the video first, like, okay, now I got that, and then now you're talking about it, and I'm marrying these two things in my mind.
Context.
My brain is working more as opposed to just like waiting for you to finish talking.
And with that, I am sorry to say that we have come to the end of our showcase.
Oh, okay. No. He's joking. He's got some fallout. He's got some fallout.
That's a boo!
That's a boo.
We did Doom, right?
That's a fake boo.
That was a boo.
It's a boo's a boo.
So no pray.
Boo's a boo.
He was trolling them.
We did say something
Still
about
a boo.
that.
Damn it, Pete Hines.
Yeah, he was baiting those boos.
You start the stream with the police stand by.
They
you
weren't
don't
saying
show follow.
boo. They were saying boo earns. Boo earns.
Is there any way that Elder Scrolls card game could be awesome?
Yes.
Sure.
But they didn't show that.
Actually,
That's what's frustrating.
we are all here because of this
Sure.
next game.
It'll be different.
Because
I hope
about a
so.
year
I hope
ago,
so.
I had the idea to do this showcase, and I went to this gentleman and I said, "Hey, instead of having to do a demo every hour,
don't
all 3
care.
days
I do
of
care.
E3,
He's talking about why
what
they
if
have
I
a press
figured out
conference
way
right now?
for
I
you to
don't
do just one
care.
demo?"
They shouldn't have
And
led
he,
it
of
with
course,
Doom.
instantly said, "Yes,
What
please."
a-
Now, I don't
what a
think he knew that
misjudgment.
he was getting,
It's gonna be great.
what he was
Teasing the
getting
end of it,
into, that we would all end up being here, streaming this live all over the world.
Did
But
they announce an ESO
hey,
expansion?
Promise is a promise. He said he would do
We
it.
just showed a bunch of
So
environments.
here
They
we
did
all
say that
are,
one would
ready and
come.
waiting for his
Tamriel
one
Unlimited.
demo of this
Eventually.
E3. His
They're
studio
working on new
creates
content.
games that have come to
Please be
define
excited.
open world
I feel like
gaming,
that's not the best
and
way to
they are currently
capitalize
the
on the
holders
console launch.
Of 3 consecutive video game of the years with
We know.
Skyrim.
Yeah, both
Fallout
Battlecry
3,
That's how it ended.
Teso.
each
Oh, really?
the
It ended with a
Consensus Game of the
handprint.
Year
It's like,
winner.
we know.
Those games
Oh,
in the studio have been
okay.
led by someone
Okay.
who
What does that
should
mean?
need no
Dark Brotherhood.
introduction, but I'm giving him one
That's
anyway.
actually kind
Please
of
give a
cool.
warm
Okay,
welcome to the
so
game
those in the
director of
know
Bethesda Game
know about
Studios
We
and
Know.
My very good friend, Todd Howard.
That was cool.
Todd Howard. Haven't seen him in a while.
T-How.
Kyle, I thought you were saying "we know" to me. Like,
Just a
And I
little,
put my hand up too, yeah.
a little Game Trailers history. The first time that I was at All Access with Jeff Keighley, we were doing a previous E3 coverage. Todd Howard was the only person that came back to check the B-roll we were going to run.
Wow.
Yeah, he cares.
Everybody else was just like, whatever, you got it, cool. But he came back and was like, play it. And I watched Skyrim for like 6 minutes with him, and he just watched every frame like, okay, cool, thanks.
I actually love Todd Howard.
He's a really cool guy.
I started writing Todd Howard down, but I accidentally wrote toward.
We had CES in Vegas,
Cross
and the
that.
video games weren't even in the main building. They were in like
His name
an
is Toward.
ancillary tent with the porn. It's not. I'm not kidding.
I love Todd.
He's actually funny too.
Now I
yeah.
care.
Yep.
I think that's the difference. I'm not sure what that difference is, but I care now.
Look
Chat
at
says
all of
Patrick
you here. Look
Dempsey.
at video games. Everybody online.
Guys, Todd Howard is a
watching this.
dungeon master that made
What
it.
is our count,
Yep.
please? What do we have? Do we still have 400K?
Bethesda coming in hot,
this is how you spend it
490,000.
Wow.
490,000.
They're ready. They're ready for Fallout.
And you do this because
And for the
games
thousands of people
are
watching us, thank
important
you
to
for tuning
all of
in.
us here.
It's like
And
when
I
you fly
think
on a
we can
plane, they're
all
like, you have your
agree
choice of airline.
that tonight
We
starts
Thank you for
appreciate
choosing
flying
Gametrailers.
with
Gametrailers.
E3 that is the world's best week of entertainment ever.
We'll see. That's for us
Because
to decide.
entertainment is an essential part of our lives. And games can do things that nothing else in entertainment can. They can transport you to new worlds.
Is he talking about
They
Fallout?
can give you
He's talking
the
about Fallout, right?
true wonder of discovery.
He's talking about,
and
he's talking about
often
love,
the
man.
pride of accomplishing
gonna-
something yourself in a game.
Is he showing
It's
Fallout or is he showing
a
other show
wonderful
sets?
moment.
I don't know, man. He's got like a
And in the
walkie-talkie in
world
his
of
hand too.
entertainment, there are very
He's gonna
few
get airlifted
things
out of there. He's
as
gonna
good
Come get me. Then when there's a
as
riot.
Fallout.
There are very few things as good as Fallout. That
Pretty
is
presumptuous.
badass.
You know,
I love
we've
that.
worked on Fallout
Michael
for over
Pachter
10 years
clapped
now,
real loud after that
and
one.
we
Yeah.
started designing
You
this
just drew on
one
my face.
actually right after Fallout.
Huber
3
not
in
looking pumped.
2009.
Yeah, that's pretty presumptuous. It's a bold
We were
statement.
busy
Yeah.
with the Skyrim game. But for the last 4 years, we have been working very, very hard to create
coming
something
out
really
this year.
special. And
It's coming
we've
out
done a
this year.
lot. And tonight we are going to show you a lot. And it
What's
all
your gadget,
starts
Todd?
with an obsession to detail. Our artists concept every button, every blinky light, not just on one terminal, on all of them. Because it's our belief that it's all of these small details coming together
This
that form a much larger whole.
Great.
Yeah. This music. More. Zoom out more. Very interesting to show this much concept art, to be honest.
You don't agree with that decision?
I agree with it because we've already seen the trailer. If this was the first we've seen of the game,
Yeah,
no.
if this
but-
was maybe playing behind him while he was talking, that'd be cool. But to really focus on it.
I like
Focus
it.
on
Guys,
thousands of hours of man work.
guys, buckle up.
That might
They're
not
gonna-
even look
they're
like
gonna
the
show a
actual
lot.
game, so why are you focusing on it?
What?
You're
Okay.
losing me, Todd.
I think it's awesome.
Guys, this is going to be a lengthy presentation.
Yeah, we're about to buckle in. Is
Yeah.
right. Buckle in is right.
It all begins
So go
here.
to the bathroom now. Should I?
Yeah, go to
take my break now, Ben?
This is going to be long, Brendan.
Okay.
I love concept art.
Yeah, but it might not be what the game actually looks like.
I think it is.
But they're gonna
and that's
show us
why
the
they're
game.
showing it. I think they're gonna show like we pulled it off.
Yeah, like
Airships,
booyah.
man.
Booyah.
This is
Yeah,
when he says
this is a
booyah.
That sick robot in the field. That was all right.
Bethesda has crossed 500,000 viewers on their Twitch stream.
Despite what the naysayers believe in this office, Fallout is incredible.
In this office, you want to call somebody out right now?
I don't want to call anybody out. Just saying.
There are few things in life as good as Fallout.
Okay,
That's what we
all
learned
right,
today.
all right, maybe not that.
In life.
Maybe not
I
that.
love that he said that.
Like
I
better than
freaking love it.
breakfast,
I'm not even being
Fallout.
joking.
Maybe he said that because that's all he has in his life.
Yeah.
Right.
And Skyrim.
Yeah.
He likes Fallout more clearly.
You know, I'm with you, Elise. Every game has tons of
That
art.
last
They did the art
is
great. I
really
appreciate
important
it.
because
Unsung heroes,
Why didn't we see
man.
Battlecry
Giving them their
art?
due respect.
Why didn't
Yeah.
we see Dishonored art?
That's where every game
Why didn't
starts.
we see Doom art? Why not Doom art? Give us show Doom. Bunch of
This
Doom
is,
art.
you can only
That
have
is
one
where our
marquee
game
thing of your
starts.
conference, man. This is Fallout. You can't give them all the same treatment.
Brendan,
on a
you cheering for this
beautiful
painting?
Saturday morning, with the threat of nuclear war looming.
You're gonna knock him dead at the Veterans Hall.
Whoa.
tonight, hon.
You think?
Oh, we're hard in.
Absolutely. Now get ready and stop hogging the mirror.
They look like brother and sister.
And this is where you create your character by
Whoa.
simply selecting part of the face and sculpting.
Such a cute nose.
At least I gotta know why you had that reaction.
I wasn't expecting it. I was surprised.
I hope we create a character for like 40 minutes.
Beard or no beard?
HUD, same colors.
That woman's face is.
She's
We're
glitching
gonna
out.
speed up
She's-
time here.
yeah,
to show
she's
you
scaring
just
me.
how easy
There's a
and
body that went by the
powerful
hallway.
Yeah,
That was
was
creepy.
creepy.
New characters by just
I think we're
sculpting
seeing some
and making
Bethesda
changes
jank right
wherever
So can you only
want
play
in
as
the
a
face.
male
No series
character?
of sliders.
I assume.
Stop going by, body. That's so scary.
Hey, my turn, big guy.
Oh.
And of course, you can play as a female.
Ooh. Yeah.
Well done.
Nice.
Good reveal on that.
They flipped it.
My turn.
Whoever
big
you
guy.
leave the menu as is who you'll play.
So, of course, we're playing as the man.
This is a really funny sequence to me. No, it's my turn for the mirror.
We even generate
Like, I don't
a
know.
baby based on the couple you make.
What did he say?
Make a baby. Making babies.
And you play as the baby.
All right, this is the house from the trailer.
Oh yeah, I bet you're 100% right. You play as whatever mashes together those things.
Which is a man.
Thanks, cousin.
The idea of a multi-generational Fallout story seems awesome.
This kitchen looks so cool.
Yep.
Yeah, this is cool. Live demo. So here they're definitely. Are they playing this live?
They're playing this live.
Sugar bombs, 100% daily value of sugar.
No, clearly
No,
not.
I think
We
these are
just
all
flash
taped.
forward.
These are all taped.
I wanted a live demo.
They were
really-
fast forwarding before.
Yeah.
they really would have
Immediately wrecked.
Vault-Tec calling.
This guy rules.
I'd say we still got some Bethesda faces going on.
Yeah,
Help
yeah.
secure your future. You see, Vault-Tec
That's a puppet
is
face.
the foremost builder of state-of-the-art.
He looks
The
like
animation is also.
he looks like that one dwarf from The Hobbit. You know
Yes,
the
he
one
does.
I'm talking about.
I do know what you're talking about.
Of course, of course. Miner's your robot, naturally. In fact, you're already cleared for entrance. It's just a matter of verifying some information.
It's Colonel Campbell's voice.
Animated Pip-Boy is good.
Oh, up in the charisma there.
Yeah. Oh, I love putting it in luck.
Putting it in luck.
That's so cool.
Gonna walk this over to the vault. Congratulations on being prepared for the future.
Thanks again.
Hey, it's peace of mind. That's worth a little paperwork, right?
You know the one.
Sean has been changed.
I wonder how long this part of the game is.
You heard Codsworth say
I
my
hope
name.
they
That
accomplish
isn't for
my
the
dream.
Demo. We actually have recorded around 1,000 of the most popular names for him to say.
Sean!
How are the two most important men in my life doing? Spin the mobile a bit. He loves that.
That's the woman who voiced Elizabeth in Bioshock Infinite?
Why do you say
just
that?
guessing that?
It just sounds like her.
Oh, okay.
Nuclear detonations in New York and
Can we gauge the significance and impact of the media that we watch throughout the week by how little we talk out loud?
We need to
Yes.
get
It's like 5 minutes goes by and we're like, what?
I've
But
got Sean.
Yeah.
that means it's good.
Let's go.
Yeah, I'm engaged right now for sure.
Me too.
Almost there. I love you. Both of you.
We love you too.
Hold on!
Your baby didn't make it in.
Now, we're not going to be spoiling or talking about the game's story tonight, but you do survive and get lowered into the vault.
Okay.
Events transpire, but you then emerge 200 years later as the sole survivor of Vault 111.
111, there we go.
What if you have to play as a mutant?
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
So
Now look at how nice and white our skin is.
Wow. Whoa.
what?
I'm being facetious.
She's not even getting loopy yet.
No. I'm like,
So you like character create your like great great grandfathers?
yeah.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
is an enormous
That's rad.
dynamic
Or
world
you are an immortal.
where you
Oh.
can create any
Is that
character
Huber?
you want,
Okay.
go
your
where you
computer.
want, and do whatever you want. Player freedom remains our
Would've been rad if that
absolute
was the
number
demo.
one goal.
Yeah, we did just turn into a very plain-looking white man.
Yeah.
So it didn't matter that you created that couple.
No, it does. It's got to matter.
This is running on a next generation version of our creation engine, features full physical-based rendering, as well as dynamic
That
volumetric lighting.
environment. Yes.
Yeah,
Kyler,
that's
are you
pretty
okay
decent.
with these shadows?
Yes.
Cool.
How do you like these shadows?
These are great shadows.
Chat's saying you do play as the baby. He
Well,
looks like a grown
You
man.
play as the baby's baby. 200 years later, you're not. You're not that
they
baby.
fast forward.
Yeah. Pay attention, chat.
Unless you go into like cryo sleep or something.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Oh.
Codsworth? You're still here.
You're right.
So
it's weird he would say you're still alive.
Did he call him Sean again?
It's worse than I thought.
It's Cogsworth. He said was the name of the robot. Oh, what the robot said to him.
The baby's name was Sean. Yeah.
His name, yeah.
Sorry, chat. You were paying attention. I'm stupid.
Battle thinks the world looks super fantastic.
I completely agree.
Too bad the people look.
I wasn't out for that long.
He looks alright. I guess.
You're 2 centuries late for dinner.
People were saying this may look better than the trailer.
I think it does look much better than the trailer.
What? Food? Yeah, sure. I need a minute to think.
Then I'll be right back.
I'm just not into his suit.
Even our
We'll change clothes.
Is dynamic.
That's
The worse the outfit you start in, the more you want to customize yourself, Elise. You know, it's that drive.
That's the iconic Vault
Witcher mentality.
Yeah.
Dog.
You're all by
They're
yourself.
pandering to us. They know we love dogs.
You want to come with me, pal?
You're a mutt was one of the options.
Okay then. Let's stick together. Hey.
All right, what is this dog
Head
gonna
over
do?
there.
He's gonna hunt for you.
And yes, you can give the dog commands by simply pointing at things in the environment and activating them. It's all contextual.
Grab that.
Grab that. I do not like the VO. Ben, is this what you were concerned about?
Yep.
Grab that.
Could be a Mass Effect situation where Jennifer Hales is way better.
Sure.
Yeah, but to me, like Mass Effect is about the characters and Fallout is about the world. I don't know.
So Vats is back, huh? These gophers? Mole rat. Yes. Good first enemy.
Ooh.
It is from here that you'll explore the most ambitious and detailed game world that we have ever made, culminating in the massive ruins of downtown Boston.
Culmination.
Culminating. Nice. The dig.
This looks so cool.
Getting some Point Lookout vibes.
Yeah, I'm jazzed about this game.
I love
These
the environments are so
environments.
varied. So cool.
Still super colorful.
Yeah.
Ooh.
You go, you gotta shut
I
the
like
gun
that
up, or you
shot a
gotta
lot.
weaponize it?
Yeah.
Max.
Now we sing. That's so cool.
Wasn't Vault 111 in another game, or am I being crazy?
I think it's a new vault.
It was in the trailer for this game.
I actually
Maybe
think
Vault
Vault
11?
I think Vault 111 is referenced in other games.
Yeah, I think
Whoa.
it was mentioned before. I don't know. Maybe I'm being crazy. Chad, do you know?
I just saw a lot of people on social media right after the trailer came out being like, so is it Vault 111 or Vault 111? Like, people didn't know off the top of their head, so. But I didn't finish Fallout 3, so I should check. You saw this shot from before.
My only worry is that too much of the game will take place in this city. Maybe.
That city rules, though.
Right. Extended gameplay demo.
He's probably got one more thing.
How hard is that? Something up his sleeve.
Now to the cool stuff.
They're a little rolled up.
This is a very old photo.
So this is
from
why
the
he has the
future.
walkie-talkie.
Of course, of the invention of the very first Pip-Boy, which will become the world's
this is,
greatest
Del Toro's.
smartwatch due to its power and portability. And of course, we have a new one in Fallout 4. This is where you find it
Maybe not.
when you leave the vault.
Off a
Yeah, maybe we'll
skeleton.
get that trailer later. Maybe it's like a launch trailer. or
Looks like a
something.
ghoul.
We got your Pip-Boy ghoul.
Oh,
Cool detail, huh?
yeah.
Oh my god,
that
I
was
love
great.
it.
Yeah, that was
Love
really
the
cool.
Pip-Boy.
This is a great
You do
menu.
spend a lot of
So,
time on games
so
with
good.
stats,
Yeah.
Looks
items,
so
and more.
good.
So we put a lot of emphasis
Oh god.
on making this entertaining, but also making it come alive on the screen.
Yes.
It makes
your various
sense.
items. We do have a layered armor system now.
Oh.
There are holotapes you can listen to, and some of these are even game tapes.
Oh, I like that so much.
Oh my God, Goaty.
I can't.
Pip-Boy, Goaty.
Oh
Wait, Donkey Kong?
my God! Well done.
Huzzah! That's a huzzah.
We like all kinds of games.
Oh my gosh.
Game tapes. Love me some of
That's a
game
press
tapes.
conference moment. Do you know what I mean?
We
That's
just,
like what
you
we
know,
hope
the
for. Is
Pip-Boy
like
is
little
an
weird,
important
cool
part of
surprises
Fallout,
like
and
that.
we love so
GameTapes.com,
much.
man. What was I thinking?
We made a real one.
GameTapes.com.
Limited
Play
edition.
So much of this game. Oh my God.
This comes with our collector's edition.
Yeah.
Bought.
$500.
Amazon.com.
$599
So
US
it is
dollars.
the Fallout 4 Pip-Boy edition.
But now a collector's edition, I
And
could
yes,
see you being something
Does
that
it
you would be
work?
upset about, Kyle.
It goes with
No,
your phone.
absolutely not.
This isn't like a pre-order
It
now
holds your
kind of
phone.
thing.
It holds your
Yes.
phone.
We made an app for it.
Oh,
Okay. All right.
Okay.
All right. All right.
All right. Time out. Oh, Todd, come on,
So
man.
It
Huzzah.
works with the game, and yes, it's a second screen experience. And usually, I find second
This
screen
is
experiences.
hilarious. I love it.
They're
It
generally
works
just
with the
stupid
game.
Gimmicks.
It works with the
But
game.
like, as far as stupid gimmicks goes, Irish is the best fucking one I have ever seen. It is awesome.
Yeah. Whoa. Whoa.
And it-
F-bombs
I
before
would show it to you
E3.
in action. It works. It actually works
As
perfectly.
far as stupid gimmicks.
It's the same code that we use
How
on
dare
the
you.
Pip-Boy
Dude,
running on the
this
app.
is-
Works
oh,
on
God.
any
It better be on
platform,
Android,
local
too.
Wi-Fi,
I'm gonna wear that
PS4
thing
PC.
all the time.
Ben just at work
Yeah.
wearing that. Put Hearthstone on it.
I cannot believe that.
Of course, if you don't get the Pip-Boy
This is
edition,
cool.
it'll obviously
Future.
still work on your smartphone or tablet. It's going to be iOS and Android, and it'll come out when the game comes out.
Wow.
Fall 2015.
Holy crow.
Todd
Yeah.
Howard, you've done it again.
No, if you guys want that edition,
But
you better like
we've also
refresh
done
Get on
Amazon or
Amazon now.
GameStop or your whatever
For your smartphone
retailer of
and
choice.
your
It's gonna
tablet.
sell out immediately.
Hey,
You're up against Ben right now, who is refreshing those things right now.
I know. We're busy. We do stuff. Back in 2007, we were making Fallout 3, and the iPhone came out, and we just fell in love with it. And we played games on it all the time.
You
And
making a
we
mobile
kept
game?
Talking
You
about making
casuals.
our own game for it, a separate game from
Fallout
what we
card
would
game.
usually normally do. We had a
Fallout
lot
Legends.
of ideas. We
Yeah,
kept coming
Fallout
back to
Legends.
just one
Fallout
that we felt
Stone.
would be
Fall
perfect
Stone.
on a touch screen, and that would be no better anywhere else. So
Wow.
we decided to do it.
I believe
and
in him
here
right
it
now.
is.
I believe this would be
It
no
is
better anywhere
called
else.
Fallout Shelter. And in it, you get to make your own vault.
Okay.
And you are the overseer controlling everything.
Whoa.
What have you done?
What have you done?
Dude, if you make the vault in this,
control,
and then
the
it's the
people
vault
in
in the
It's your
game,
job to
that'd be
keep them
kind of
productive
crazy.
and happy. This is inspired
This
by
looks awesome.
games
This looks
and other games we
awesome.
love, going back 30 years to Little Computer People. You'll see inspirations, obviously, from XCOM, SimCity, FTL, things that we really, really like.
Yo, I like those too.
Each dweller has full stats. They all level up.
This is jolly.
This is jolly. You're totally right, Hubert.
Good word.
There are items. You can give them new outfits, weapons.
Are we
which
playing
they'll
this
need
week,
when
you
you
think?
send them
Ben?
off into
I was
the
just
waste.
I
gonna
want to
say-
play this right
It's probably out
now.
Okay, I agree.
And
They
I
might
agree.
drop
Taking
this
this
right
right
This is
now.
what we'll
Get
play
stuff.
on
This is actually
Wednesday.
Yeah.
inspired by an odd little
Robert
RPG
Mitchell.
called Progress Quest.
Because if you do this, I
you've never
guarantee this is
ch-
the
look
shelter
it
in the
up.
game.
It's really
Hope
cute.
so.
Resources are important.
This person's
having the
been playing
right
for a
balance
while.
Of food, water, and power.
That's a good shelter you made there. Oh no. Okay, we're doing tapping. It's become casual.
We've been
There
into the
are
casual
lots of
realm.
different
Yep.
rooms you can build. Ones that give you resources.
a little
Some of them
Skyrim hat.
train people. They train your dwellers' stats.
I cannot believe how in depth this is.
This
though.
is hardcore.
The
Yeah.
bar, of course, trains charisma.
I'm waiting for the bomb on how it connects to the game.
Classroom does intelligence. There are children. More on that in a
The
bit.
bar drains charisma.
Is there a clown? Oh, here we
You
go.
do get
paywall on
rewarded
this?
with
Cards,
There you
Ben's
go.
in. Ben's all in.
In-app purchases? What's the
Pay to win,
Yeah.
baby.
Microtransactions.
You probably buy
yeah,
the
it is.
packs. I'm assuming you buy those packs.
Yeah. Or unlock them.
Accidents
can't
can
go down
happen,
this path
fires
again.
Can break out, rat roach attacks, raiders can attack.
Uh-oh, Raiders.
Whoa. That's
Whoa.
dark.
And of course, the best way to get new dwellers
They're gonna get it
is
on.
the old-fashioned way.
Back in.
That raises their happiness when they go in the room.
And they just run
Yeah,
out.
he just runs away.
Oh man.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know how I
Of
feel
course,
about
it's
that.
over, so you get to name all
That's
the
a little
babies.
weird.
She looked really happy to be
Yeah.
pregnant.
And that is Fallout Shelter.
Huh.
I feel mixed.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, it is interesting.
Now,
I guess
this
about the
game
announcement
is
or like the
going to
game
be
itself.
free, but don't
Like,
worry,
why make it?
there are no
Yeah.
paywall timers. You don't need an internet
Can't
connection.
end on that.
You build something, it's instantly built. Again, no internet connection. You can play it wherever you want. We do let you buy more lunch boxes if you want more random loot, but the whole goal of this game was to do something we'd really want to play on our phones, something that made us smile and had more depth than other things we were seeing. But what's been especially exciting about this game
What has
is
been?
for us
What are
to
you feeling?
finally work
Those are
with
the right
some great
words.
folks at Apple.
Something bad is coming.
And what's even more exciting is that this game is coming out on the App Store tonight.
Nice. Tonight. There you go. That's what Ian wants.
Like the mobile frontier is the only place you can do that, right?
You're right.
So,
Kind of.
Like
yeah,
a new
no-
character in a fighting game or
no
a mobile
soft
app.
launch.
That's
I don't
like the
know,
only
it's-
thing. Or like
Is
a
it just
It's,
iPhone?
or like a
it's
super
gonna
small
start
game on like
rolling
PSN. Like that's
worldwide
all you can really just
after the
drop
show.
on.
It sounded like the
PC?
Apple
I
Store
hope
only,
you'll
yes.
Check it out. I think you'll be pleasantly surprised.
this world.
Yeah, I'm playing that tonight for sure. There's no question.
I
I like those little base building games.
Later.
Like
Goodbye,
that.
an iPad.
But we're not done talking about Fallout 4 yet.
Good. Yes.
So back to the big one.
He is slaying right
we
now.
love building stuff in our games. And if you think about building and crafting, Fallout
God.
is kind of the perfect
Player
world to
housing.
do all of
Please,
that in.
please, Bossman, you read my mind.
So like many things, we have
Look at him.
gone
Look what he's looking at. He's got his little fort.
completely
Oh my
Fallout 4 is
God.
overboard. And
online.
here's how it works in the game. We're allowing your character, while playing, to rebuild.
Yes!
And it works like this. You can scrap items in the world for materials and then use those
See you
materials
never. Bye,
to
everyone.
build the way you want.
Whoa. Tore down that house.
And
Whoa.
Oh
one of
my
the great
God.
I'm sorry, we're
things
making
about
a whole
having
town.
fully
Put in the
dynamic
jacuzzi.
game
Put in
engine
the
is
jacuzzi.
All of this just works in real time. Rip it apart and build the way you want.
Todd, how does he do it? That's what we call him at this office.
Yo, I
the
gotta
rest
ask
of the
why,
game,
though, on this
is
one.
about making it your
What?
own
Wait,
experience.
what?
Why
are you
would you
talking
build
What are you
this?
talking about?
Yeah, what are you
They're gonna
talking
say
about?
that other people's
and
houses
make
are in your
yourself
game or something.
Okay.
Really, a place
think
you
so.
want to live in. A new
Hey, they got
home,
a little
for
Fallout
yourself
amiibo in there.
It's a
and
little
your
Animal
best
Crossing
friend, of
town.
course.
Brandon, you really need to finish Fallout 3.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you gotta collect all the bobbleheads.
As your settlement grows, people will
Little
arrive,
lemonade
including
stand.
certain traders. They have some of the best items in the game. For these people, you will need to, you can plant food, water,
Here's the why. Now we're getting to there.
and even power generators. All right, so the generators will power things through switches that
You
require
build your
power,
own megaton?
lights and other items, and then
Yeah.
you run wires that connect them all, and again, it just works.
It just.
You can also build your own terminals that hook to this power grid, and then you can control the various things and tweak them. The power lines are connected.
What is this game?
This is so hardcore.
This is
is this
hardcore. This
game?
is its own game for
This
sure.
includes things like turrets.
Battle says, I think Kyle is having a mind explosion he didn't expect to have.
Yeah, true.
You expected a mind explosion, but not this one specifically.
Yeah.
You
Because you
enjoying it?
do want to build defenses.
No, this is the. I would ignore all of
because your
this when I'm
settlements
playing the
can-
game.
Who are
Yeah.
you? Who
Kyle
am I?
played-
What was wrong
Kyle
with
played
this?
what's going
Bloodborne
on?
offline.
Yeah, true.
He's
What
gonna
is
play
hap-
Phantom Pain
All right,
offline.
I need to like.
Let's get in the App Store.
So check this out. It's like horde mode right now. He's got invaders,
Yeah,
and he's
that's
like.
Now, is
sounds
the
too
question
nice.
is this in the
So
world,
it's fun
or
to
do you
build up
load
something
into
yourself
this?
in the
Is
game
this like a
that
This is in
separate?
the
you'll
world.
find that,
Yeah?
that we have built for you.
I walk from a long distance and just kind of stroll into this area, no loading.
Sites
You'll be able to
in the
fast
game
travel
world
too.
where we allow you to build, and you can
So it's
even
particular
run
zones in the
ramen
game.
caravans between your settlements. Keep in mind, like most things we do, this is an optional part of the game that you can do if you want to.
Yeah.
It's just one
He
part
says I don't have to
of
do
a
it.
huge game, but it's really
Yeah, he doesn't want you to do this,
really
Kyle.
great for
It sounds like he
Fallout.
does.
We just
He
absolutely
knows
love
what I
it.
care
This
about.
isn't for you.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that's so good. You geniuses. That's so good. We're gonna go nuts with those light panels. The internet, I mean.
We
And
the
this crafting
collective
system
group,
carries
Yes.
over to
including people
other
who might be
things
interested
the
in the
world.
Kyle.
So let's say you want to build this scope, and the game will tell you you need these components. And those components are found in all of the items in the world. So you could decide to build this scope out of these, say the microscope, a toy car, or these, duct tape, an alarm clock and such. So we
way to
like
do
to fill
crafting.
our worlds with thousands of items that you can interact with, and now all of them have purpose. And here's what it looks like in the
Excellent.
game.
It's so cool.
We do
So
have
smart.
over 50 base
That was actually one of the most
weapons
annoying things about
and over
Skyrim and Fallout
700
3 and Fallout New Vegas.
modifications.
Yeah, how annoying is that?
for
Trying to
those
find
weapons.
one crafting
Yeah.
material to make something that's like, who the hell knows
Right,
where?
but it's like, oh, I got a lot of spoons.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
can
Well, and also
take
just
a
like
basic,
exploring a huge
a
burned
laser
out
pistol
building
from
and getting
Fallout's one
nothing
base
out of it
weapons,
but like
and then
tchotchkes.
modify
Now
that
they're useful.
and turn
This
it
is
into
cool.
something.
Look how much you can modify this
completely
weapon. Yeah, this is insane. Oh, okay. Oh no.
Dude.
It's all different now.
Whoa.
Yep.
Yes.
Modify that bat.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
Someone said this is game of the show easily, and they could be right.
Because it gets proper time. That's what nice thing about Bethesda's press conference is they can pull out a game like this. Like nothing in Sony can get this much dedicated to it.
Think about how they presented Battlecry. Like, here it is.
Yeah.
I feel like every single segment of this, they're selling you harder on the game and telling you why it matters.
Yeah.
I wonder if any other publishers next year will
And you can even
Oh, here we go.
introduce their own press conferences.
Oh
Your
my
own
god.
power
Oh my
armor.
god. The power armor.
This person is just being indecisive at this point. I think he's got one more thing.
God.
He's got one more thing.
Release date.
That guy's like crying.
We've spent a lot of time on all the weapons and the armor.
He's wearing that wristband.
Because we have focused heavily from day one to make the combat in this game feel great. And feel great no matter how you played it. You want to play it full on first person, you can play it in third person, or you can use VATS, which now gives you more control to slow down time and choose your shots. There's a lot of great things that this game does, but I tell you, you could be experiencing, a quiet moment in the game with your dog, and the right song comes on your Pip-Boy, and the action breaks out, and you're reminded just how fun and special a Fallout game can be.
Ready to fuck some shit up?
Got a doll baby, I love her so. Nothing else like her anywhere you go. A man, she's anything but tall. Regular kind size atom bomb. Atom bomb, baby, little atom bomb. I want her in my wigwam. She's just the way I want
Brandon, I think this is bad trailer music.
It serves a purpose, though. That's what
Yeah, it's typical for Fallout. This is like the soundtrack to the Fallout game.
I get what it's
A
trying
lot
to
of the
do.
Fallout 3 trailers have a little poking music like this.
Yeah.
Offsetting the violent, the happy-go-lucky track, next to...
I get the meaning.
Don't feel these games.
Are you feeling this right now? The music choice in particular. I love the gameplay. They're showing a ton.
I'm more jazzed with the music than the game. Like this looks like Fallout to me. It's rad. The music is what makes it fun.
And they pick a
There
lot
you
of...
go. Hop on in, buddy.
Oh my god.
Cool.
That was amazing.
That was cool.
That was
We're inside of it now. Get that XP.
Come on, Sean.
Come on, November 2015. Give it to me.
It's also.
Oh, I love this. Do the little fighting dome. Did you see that?
Dog taking the guy out.
We're gonna become like world champion wrestlers in this
There's
game.
a lot of whoa. It seems like this is really trying to sell it as a legitimate first-person shooter.
Yeah. They're also showing how much is done. This game is coming out.
Yeah, the game is so done.
Yeah.
Tuesday.
Ooh, Tuesday.
Wait, PS5.
You can get it to helicopter?
PS5.
Oh my god.
Yeah, the robot suit is great. This is awesome. Whoa, dude.
Whoa. What the what?
Spoiler.
What in
That
the
was a
world
spoiler.
that?
Take it down. Yep.
Is that a Brotherhood chopper?
It looked like a... Not the Brotherhood. What's the other faction?
I don't remember.
It's good to be back.
I mean, how would you think you thought the tone was bad to wrap all that up?
Yeah.
With that trailer, no?
No, I mean, it was fun. It like showed how fun the game is, which is what Todd Howard wanted to do instill.
Yeah.
Which is cool.
This has been obviously a really special project for everybody in the team. Many of them are
They had their
here in the house
serious
tonight.
stuff.
Can you guys
I think that was appropriate. Enclave, thank you. That's it.
You know,
That's
our
right. Took down
fans really
Enclave
are
chopper.
the greatest in the world. I know many of you are here tonight, and I want to let you know just how important it is to us, and we know we have a responsibility to do this game right, and your love and support of Fallout have pushed us to make this our best work. And we really appreciate everybody's patience. You know, we didn't say anything for years in this game while everybody waited. And we don't want you to wait too much longer.
Oh,
So we're happy to
111.
say Fallout 4 is coming out November 10th this
That's so good. Woo! Well done. Huzzah!
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 Let's go!
Huzzah! Huzzah! Pip, pip. That's a way to reveal a release date. That is such a good release
That
date
was
reveal.
so good. 2015 is the new 98, man.
We really hope you love the game. Thanks again.
This year.
This year is unbelievable for video games. Come on!
Drop the bomb.
Better than Doom? Better showing than Doom. Michael Hebert.
Partial to Doom. I'm sorry.
It was a
Well,
better...
you're more excited for Doom, but did they show Doom better than they showed
No, I
Fallout?
thought this was shown better, but me personally, I'm more.
Yeah, I got it.
Yeah.
Look, they got the Quake logo up there still. That's just cool.
Remember me.
Yeah.
That boy knows
Next
how to
year.
make a game and give a demo. Just a reminder, you don't need to wait to get your Fallout fix till this fall. Fallout Shelter will be available right after the showcase is over. You can find a direct link to it on our blog. We'll also be putting it out over all of our social media channels, so we hope you'll take a moment to download it and give it a try. We think you guys will like it. And now we really have come to the end of the show. You just got to look at what is coming from Bethesda in the next year, and there's still more to come
They didn't
from
get
other
that
studios.
Del Toro trailer.
We are always
Yeah.
trying
Still
to
waiting
push
for
the
that.
I think that's a
boundaries of what
whack
players
rumor,
can
maybe.
expect from our
Or launch
games,
trailer.
wherever they
Dude, it's
play
coming
them.
out in
Yeah.
November.
We think this
Yeah.
lineup
Del Toro's
has
just still
something for
bummed out,
everyone.
man.
From
Gotta
the
give him
open
time to
little
not be
depressed.
bummed out.
Yeah.
From Doom to Dishonored, we hope these are the games that people will be talking about and playing for years to come. Before we
Battlecry is
wrap
very
up,
small.
one more thing. We've created something special to commemorate our first showcase and to thank all of you for helping
I
make
hope it's a
this
new
big
montage.
success. Take a look. Where is he? Come on out. It's okay. You can bring your friends out.
Uh-oh. What's that?
Come on,
That
guys.
monitor.
There they are.
What are you up to here?
Pick up your set of figures on the way out tonight.
And everyone else, all 500,000 of you,
Eat shit.
Really? That's
You didn't get invited, Scott?
he did not need to announce that. It's so funny.
yeah, they could have just given it to the attendees.
Maybe they'll be for sale. They're for sale. Don't worry about this.
I gotta be honest. I feel like that's a mixed
want 'em.
reaction. If you don't want it, it's
So
fine.
we don't
You
get
can
them
just
and
leave
we
it
have to
there.
pay for them?
Dude, he's funny too.
Now, for those of you at home on Twitch, do not despair. We did set aside some of these for you guys. We are going to be giving them away on the post show with Adam and Morgan. So stay tuned
Call
to
that
find
Twitch
out
by
how
name.
you can win one of these.
Ask us Twitter
Also on the
questions
post
for a
show,
figure.
you'll get more details about everything you heard tonight, plus
They better have 'em at the
exclusive
booth.
conversations. And
Just let me
interviews
buy
with
it,
Marty,
man. Come
Todd,
on.
It's gonna be
Rob,
so much
and
on
Harvey,
eBay,
so
man.
stay tuned.
It's gonna be $5,000.
Okay, that's it,
whatever.
folks.
It will be.
We hope you
Whatever.
enjoyed
I
our
really
first
think
ever
that.
E3 showcase.
Pete
Thank
Hines.
you so much. Have a good night.
Weird note to end on, to be honest.
Very weird.
Very weird note.
That was a bad way to end it.
It was a bad way to end it. He had us, and then he separated us.
All right. So it is a little bit 20 minutes after. I think we can go until 9 a.m. or 9 p.m. Let's go until 9 a.m. talking about this. What do you say? Let's go until the next press conference.
Sure. Roll right
No,
in.
let's not do that.
I gotta head out.
We might
You're done?
start
You're
talking
out?
about
Sorry.
anime. and
Mr.
stuff.
Hubert, would you like to join us up on the table here?
Hubert, get up here.
Thanks for having me. This is great fun.
Oh, thanks for doing it.
And good luck with the app tonight. Have fun.
When
a full report,
I might
2
be asking
pages on
you
that
for
tomorrow.
some money tomorrow morning.
Oh yeah, your phone's actually perfect for this app.
And
Look
yeah,
at
I'll
the
see
size
you
of this
guys
thing.
tomorrow
big
morning.
fatty.
Yeah. See you tomorrow morning.
Get some rest.
Least
Wolves, everybody. Least Wolves.
Brandon, if we had any viewers tuning out too, what time should we tell them to appear tomorrow morning?
If you are going to tune out, you need to come back here, I believe, at 9 a.m. tomorrow, because the first press conference is at 10 a.m., correct?
9:30.
9:30.
Yep, we have a half-hour pre-show for
So
Microsoft.
yeah, half an hour pre-show for Microsoft tomorrow. Come back here at 9 a.m. twitch.tv/Gametrailers.
Oh, there's that thing everybody wants. How dare you?
And look how great it is.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so upsetting,
Ben has
man.
a Blizzard one on his desk.
That's so upsetting.
Blizzard one of what? So what's that line of
Yeah, what are those toys called?
figures?
BlizzCon 2011, they in the swag bag you got little chibi figures of Kerrigan, Diablo, and Arthas.
Oh, okay.
So
Bethesda is like, they're saying we're just like that. They're saying we belong in that tier. Isn't that interesting?
yeah, but I don't know. The thing about BlizzCon is that's made readily apparent. If you go to BlizzCon, here is what you will get. It's kind of weird when you're just like, oh, you get this, and there's no other way to get it. And I guess just ask us questions. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just a personal pet peeve, but it's fine.
Yo, Ian, we actually don't need the audio of this anymore.
Then take the headphones off.
Okay, I was just checking. I like hearing Ben's voice. I think that's pretty cool. No, I'll just throw it off. Huber.
Yeah.
You had to be silent for most of it. We got some stuff from you.
I am amped up right now. I am pumped.
I can see it, dude.
That was an incredible start.
Mhm.
Kicking it off with Doom. I mean, that's what it's all about. Setting the tone, setting the pace. I thought Battlecry was appropriately kind of in the middle
Had
there.
to be number 2.
Yeah, had to be the number two. Riding the Doom hype before Dishonored. The only thing I'm selfishly disappointed in is not seeing any gameplay of Dishonored 2.
Yeah.
I always prefer gameplay over CG, but I'm just glad it's coming. I'm glad there's going to be a Dishonored remaster. So if anyone missed it, they can go back, or anyone that loves it already can go back and play it. Just a great show.
I feel like they really hit their beats, though, right? I mean, you've got Doom coming out early next year. You've got a big game coming out this year. And then you've got something where we're kind of waiting to see the release date.
Yeah.
That's in a good position to be in, I think.
That's very true. We got short-term, long-term, near-term, middle-term.
I wouldn't be surprised if the Dishonored remaster even came out before Fallout. What do you think?
I think early. I think that's probably going to be like February of 2016 is be my guess.
Okay.
I don't want to spend too much time on this, but I feel like I kind of saw Battlecry get like publicly executed on stage, like sent to die kind of a thing.
That's super
Like,
interesting, yeah.
It's just, the reason I say that is not so much what the game showed itself, but rather Bethesda didn't really seem that interested in it.
Yeah.
Like it was, if you think about the space given for everything else, and then the
Yeah.
space given for Battlecry, and kind of how it was talked about, it was very
no
weird.
No one came out and discussed it. It was
Yeah.
like, yo, roll the B-roll, move on.
Yeah.
Yep.
And think about how much context they gave for everything else, like in Doom and in Fallout. It's just, and even Dishonored. It was very weird.
It is weird. It was not a good trailer. It was a very typical trailer. It looked like a free-to-play game from that
Yeah.
trailer.
If they really wanted to give it the due time, they should have had a live match and like shoutcasted it maybe and really hype up the competition of it.
I was so sure that would happen.
Yeah.
You're so right, Hubert. That should have happened.
Somebody said even ESO had more time.
Yeah.
I mean,
and it did.
I think about every Battlecry trailer I've ever seen in my life. I saw more of that game than what I just saw. And a
Yeah.
lot of it was repeated, actually. Like one of those shots we used in the promo for our E3 coverage. It's like,
That's
oh, that guy
hilarious.
jumped onto the launch pad. Yeah, yep.
They did
I remember
show
that
some
shot.
new classes, but it's just... It
Were they really new classes?
Yeah, I had never seen the Enforcer before.
Is that the one with the cool axe that transforms?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Here he had the big hammer.
Yeah.
The axe we've seen before, but the big hammer guy looked really cool.
Yeah.
And I really like, I'm a big fan of setting up a potential like gameplay experience that you can follow class style, which is why I'm just going to keep bringing up Overwatch over and over and over again. But like I really liked you would see a character and be like, wow, that character's cool, and then they would run into an environment, and then it's like, oh, no, here comes the gorilla, and then he destroys that guy, and then, oh, here comes the guy with the stealth guy with the arrows, and he kills the gorilla, and then somebody else kills him.
Progression.
And it seemed like they were setting that up, and then it just kind of fell apart.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, this is it. I mean, on one end, you know, do you think, from your experience watching press conferences, especially like being involved in something like All Access, do you think the higher ups at Bethesda were like, 40, like 50 minutes, no more than an hour? So like they kind of had to pick a game to be smaller. Like, do you think if they spent another 5 minutes on Battlecry showing a lot of stuff, it would have made people too tired by the time they got to Fallout at the end? Or
he made the hard call.
Yeah.
Pete Hines made the hard call, and he said, this game isn't up to snuff with everything else we're showing.
Yeah.
We have to give it 1 minute.
Yeah.
No one's going to leave. No one's going to tune out of it. It's like you just show everything off. I mean, Elder Scrolls Online, I felt, why are we watching old environments,
We all got up to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
Right?
What did you call it, Brendan? You kind of said, like, we have to show that it's here.
Right.
We have to show that it's part of the team. I think it's basically the service it got during this press conference. It's just like, it still exists. It's still part of the team. But yeah, they had nothing to show for it.
Just something like a trailer where people like having first impressions of playing it on consoles and are talking about how fun it is. Just seemed weird. We just saw so many environments, and it's like, what am I supposed to be feeling here? Am I supposed to like kick myself for like, wow, these environments look good, and I'm not playing this game, therefore I want to check it out, or like, ooh, I did play the game, but I didn't. I stopped playing a bunch of months ago, and this looks way better than the game does. It just, not to mention it. I think it's just kind of a fairly generic looking MMO.
Yeah, this press conference is a suspension bridge held up by Doom and Fallout 4.
Yeah, that is perfect.
Yeah. That is what this press conference is. That is like what is keeping it up. Yeah. Oh, if it didn't have those two things, we would be pouting. But
I think there was no question
good.
it was going to be one or the other at the end of the press conference.
Something I do want to bring up, just based on what I saw in chat, is I saw a lot of resident sleepers as Doom was going on.
Wow.
I feel like I didn't see any negative reaction to Fallout, but I saw a lot of negative reaction to Doom, and I think I was pretty impressed by what I saw.
Like by people in chat? Or?
Yeah, just by people in chat.
Okay.
They thought it looked boring. They thought it looked generic, that it didn't feel like Doom, and I don't know, I kind of wanted to gauge your thoughts on that.
Wow. I mean, what's?
I feel like if it doesn't have kind of some XP progression or radio towers.
Call it out.
Yeah. Like, can games exist now without so much side fluff and objectives and character creation? Is raw gunplay enough for a game to survive in this day and age when everyone craves experience and side quests?
I think so. I think Doom certainly can. I'm really actually, as someone who probably won't play it, loved that demo.
Yeah.
I think it communicated everything that Doom is, and I freaking love, what was it called? Map Trapper?
Snapmap.
Yeah, Snapmap is actually very cool. Very cool to allow mods on consoles.
I mean, it doesn't get as much talk as Quake, because Quake was kind of the breakthrough, but part of Doom was very essential in building the mod scene for the PC community, and I feel like what they showed of Doom, they hit everything that mattered. They showed hell, right?
Yeah.
I wanted to see hell. In Doom 3, there was barely any hell outside of Resurrection of Evil. And then they not only do they show multiplayer, but this is a game, if done right, if the tools are as intuitive as they look, we could be playing it for years, and you don't get that with single-player games that have a multiplayer component anymore.
Sure.
But it seems like out of the gate, they're going to have huge support for it, and I think that's super exciting.
Both Doom and Fallout, lots of customization. Where did this come from? Is this something that, maybe we got clues because of other things that Bethesda has worked on, or?
I bet Skyrim. I bet they looked at Steam and how people are still playing Skyrim.
I also think they've been building up to this, right? In Fallout 3, you kind of had your own space in Megaton. You had your own room where you could put your bobbleheads that you collected. And then in Skyrim, they had that DLC where you could
build your house.
Your home.
Yeah.
I think this is actually something they've wanted to do for a long time and couldn't until now.
Sure.
Player housing, I mean.
Yeah.
I'm always, if you say player housing, I jump.
Dude, you're building a village.
Yeah.
And what I like is it's not just the aesthetic stuff of the village. You have to worry about how you're going to power it. That makes it so much more interesting to me than just making it look cool.
SimCity exists within Fallout 4.
Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Back to Doom really briefly, showing a game. Do you think Doom shows well? I mean, there were just executions and they were going around environment shooting things. Do you think you got to get your hands on it to really
at this
really
point,
gauge it?
Being in the game industry now for a little while, there are just some people that are going to be cynical no matter what. Like, there's going to be some tweet or some article where it's like, look, they made a Doom game with demons and shotguns. How innovative. And you just have to say, you know what? F those guys. Like, there are just people that want the snarky tweet that gets all the favorites, and you just have to say, no, thank you. And no, I got excited watching that. I thought it showed really well.
What about you, Brandon?
Well, I think that's one of the reasons.
Talk about Doom.
I think that's one of the reasons I was hyped for Doom to see what they were going to do, because just like we were saying about earlier, Hubert, it's like there's just some franchises that you don't need a super complex story, that you don't like. It needs to literally be in the minute to minute, kind of just Twitch based, survival run and gun, just
like
constant threats being thrown at you. Yeah. But the interesting thing about Wolfenstein, like I mentioned before, is it had just this amazing story and these incredible characters I got to interact with. But I could even see them going there because. I think there's a lot more historical world nuance going on when Nazis take over the world than when you just go to Mars and there's demons. It's like the plot's fairly predictable there. But because it's such a franchise that, like, personally, I just need I need it to look really good. I need there to be, a ton of enemies. I need, like, really inventive weapons, just tons of gore, just really in your face, like the kind of thing where you, like, take a breath after, like, no more enemies. You're just like, oh, okay, and, like, move on to the next area. A game that looks difficult. And I wondered if, it's 2015, can we still have a game like that? Can a company like, as high profile like Bethesda, who's going to be kicking off E3 with Doom, called it for the record, they're going to be the first thing they're going to be showing. Do they want to come out at E3 and show something that, like, doesn't really have, like, that big cinematic story hook? That literally you just go in, take your fist, punch it through a demon's chest, rip out its spine, and I'm sold. I just think it really works. I think it's a good franchise for that. And there's not many franchises like that I'm thinking of. That you can just make something crazy, like an Unreal or, Gears, kind of gets really melodramatic.
If they ever do Quake should be like that as well, I think.
Yeah. I think this is, I'm so thankful for this. This is I think the first time in a very long time we saw an id game that didn't open with a long-winded rant about its tech.
Wow.
And I really appreciate that. I know some people love that, but that's not what makes those games special to me, so.
It's E3.
It's E3.
Yeah. E3 at E3 you don't do that, and I think it did. It was a really good way to open the show, I think.
Set the tone.
Yeah.
So Doom and Dishonored 2 and Fallout 4 are in front of you on the table. What do you put in? Your Xbox One or PlayStation 4 or PC first?
I'm gonna pick the one I was least excited about going into this. Fallout 4.
Wow, least excited.
Yeah.
Least excited about the game, what the game was going to show, or the game itself?
The game itself. So I'm one of the few people, I think, that wasn't impressed by the reveal trailer. It looked like Fallout in a predictable way. The environments were brighter. It looked like it was bigger. There were more places you could go, but it didn't have that hook. It didn't. What is it about this that makes this Fallout 4, as opposed to a bigger, better Fallout 3? And I think they really showed that tonight. I think they made a strong case.
Looking back, hindsight, do you think they should have added more to that? Like the building customization, you think they should have put like one shot in and people were like, wait, what's that?
No.
That staircase came in. What was that?
I think it made tonight a lot more special.
Mm-hmm. So in the end, it worked out for you. Like, even though you had those opinions going into it.
Yeah, I think that is, out of all the games they showed, as truly, unbelievably stoked as I am for Doom, I want to play Fallout 4.
Huber, what do you
Just remember, you should get that pre-order page
open. I gotta go on Amazon again right now. Okay, thank you for reminding me.
Dishonored 2.
Really? Over Doom?
Yeah, I want Dishonored 2 so bad.
Explain that to us.
Those are my favorite types of games, like Deus Ex, Dishonored, games that never let up in terms of like pacing. So when you're sneaking through Dishonored, you're always on alert, you're always on edge, and you really have to think about where enemies are in the environment. Doom is Twitch-based, which I love. You're just like blasting everyone to bits.
Double jumps.
Dishonored, though, you really gotta plan your assassination, and I love that. And I think Dishonored 2 is gonna bring it.
I think there were some like 2-story areas in Doom 2. It's about as complex as that get. Like you would like look out of windows every now and then and see the vistas, but I think they like very intentionally you walk onto this factory and it's just like, whoa, you do have to stop and think for a second, like where can I go?
And not showing gameplay, like Ben was saying, the CG trailer was very telling. It showed a lot of powers, and when she walks into the room and it transforms, I can only imagine how crazy that's going to get in game. You're like trying to steal a jewel or something, and all of a sudden the entire area shifts into something crazy.
Tomorrowland.
Yeah. I never saw Tomorrowland, but sure.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going into a new area, like a fancier part of town or something like that, where people are just more well off. Because there's a lot of poverty in the first Dishonored. You know, you were going through a lot of places that a lot of sewers.
I just thought of something, Huber, and you're the perfect person to talk to this about. So one of my favorite things about Resident Evil 2, and one of your favorite things, is how it uses two different characters, and how you get different aspects of the story with the two different characters. What if they do that in Dishonored 2?
Like an A and a B game.
Like,
hold on, Ben, you gotta watch that.
Yeah.
Pounding the table.
Oh, I'm sorry. But yeah, what if they're like you do the same missions as both characters, but because of their individual powers, there are different ways you can go about it, and as a result, you get different facets of the story in the world.
That'd be incredible. I
incredible.
I hope it's not just simple one narrative and you pick. I hope it is like that, where it's all right. This person's campaign, this person, different sides of the story. That'd be the best case scenario.
RE2 is that's a great way to draw that comparison, because they do show you different things on each playthrough.
And it's not just like I'm going through again to get all the trophies. Playing Resident Evil 2 again, that's the only way to get the whole story, and I love that.
That B game, that B scenario.
These 3 games are in front of you, Kyle. What do you play?
Doom.
Yes.
I love it.
Yeah. Doom, I think, had control over its tone. That's what I freaking loved. I love when we put that helmet on and we open up in this factory. You felt it. You felt that factory, and that was so cool. I really love how Doom showed, and Hell felt scary as hell. It felt scary.
I think it's ironic that Carmack left because there was no interest in VR. It looks like it would be so awesome.
Oh, it'd be a good VR
Oculus.
game. But this is a game I want to watch Huber play Doom.
We'll stream it full playthrough.
Yeah.
Not even a question.
I'll just watch you play it, man. I'm good.
Nightmare mode.
I'm worried that is a game that would stress you out too much.
I'm stressed watching the trailer. I was very, very stressed. Yeah.
It was chaotic.
I was not counting kills because I was genuinely feeling dread.
I was counting. I lost.
Yeah.
By a landslide.
It's like an endurance test. Yeah. There's just not a lot of games like that. A lot of games have these built-in breaks. It would just be kind of fun if this game is just relentless, and hopefully not predictable. I mean, and the one thing that I really remarked is that like a lot of demos when you set up, they weren't playing that on stage. I think some of the Fallout stuff felt a little more canned than the Doom stuff that they showed, because they were like making transitions between different shots, and like in the interest of time, let's just skip to this part. But that Doom thing was you just kept going and going, switching weapons, picking up new stuff. Picking up the chainsaw, best moment in the press conference probably.
Yeah. No.
Biggest reaction to the crowd? That are the figures at the end.
Showing the Pip-Boy where you
can
slide
the Pip-Boy.
And that works in the game. That I playing this game can adjust my armor on my wrist is ridiculous.
It's ridiculous.
That's one of my favorite moments. I freaking love that.
Pre-order. What's the deal?
It's not up. It's not up. Brendan Jones, you were saying that you hope Doom Doom 3 focused on its storytelling. It was a big aspect of that game, and you were kind of hoping that feeling carries into the new Doom. I don't
really care. I don't know.
Okay. That's good. Because
who are we? We didn't see ourselves.
Right.
No one addressed us by name. Like a lot of the early Doom 3 trailers were like, no, you have a name. You're a very specific guy.
Think about travel back to the early '90s. Think about Doom. Think about Knee Deep in the Dead.
Yeah.
There's something powerful about dropping you into this crazy world where you just see bloodied corpses all around you and demons attacking. That to me is more powerful storytelling than hearing that my Space Marine has a wife that he's trying to find.
Just something kind of fun being like that guy. It's like BJ Blazkowicz. There's something kind of fun being that guy in that environment. It's just like, bring it. I don't care. I don't care how many Nazis there are.
Yeah.
I don't care how many times you incarcerate me.
I think that's
how
good
much
storytelling.
damage you do to me. Like BJ should have died like 10 times in the DLC and in the original game. You're just like, there's no, you fell off a gondola and had like drop on your face. Like what? And he just wakes up later.
New Order is so underrated. Like everybody, if you have a PS4, Xbox One, or PC,
so underrated.
You should buy that game. Yeah. It's so good.
I blame it on Gametrailers for picking Far Cry 4.
I blame it on Gametrailers.com.
Yeah, it's.
I'm sorry, we lost the game sales. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, we lost the game sales.
Okay.
That's why they made a standalone DLC, because everybody just crapped on it.
Everybody crapped on it.
What do you think about doing CG for Dishonored 2? To be honest, like Huber, you said
I'm selfish. I always want gameplay. I want to see how it looks. I want to see how it plays.
Doesn't it especially sting for a game like Dishonored where it's all about how you choose to play it, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't that feel even...
But this is the beginning. This is the first out of anything.
Yeah.
It means it's far off.
It's far off.
This is all the Dishonored 2 is. You know, like, and this whole week, you know, months from now, unless we get another trailer, every time we're like, well, Dishonored 2. It's like, well, roll that old CG trailer we got from E3.
But because it's the beginning, don't you worry, especially in a game like this where it is open world, when there is so much you can do and so much you can mess around with. You know, I hate to run into a situation where we show up at E3 2016, Dishonored 2 is not there, and we all go, what happened to Dishonored 2? You know, like, is this in danger of being a game that was announced too early?
That's a really good question, Ben. I think that Bethesda, it needs it too bad. You know what I mean?
And Harvey Smith, he's a professional.
What do you mean Bethesda needs it too bad?
Bethesda, like, this is like plotted out for them. I think that this won't get pushed because it needs to come out.
They're gonna crack the whip.
Yeah, exactly. Which clearly they're capable of. Fallout 4 coming out this year is actually a really big deal. I don't think we'll get any release date announcements, like maybe from first party from Sony or Xbox, but that is pretty crazy.
Will Fallout 4 be as utterly broken as every other game they've released?
Wow. Ben hits us with the reality, smacks us right in the face with reality. Yeah.
No, I don't know.
There's going to be tons of bugs.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
it's a new gen, you know, it's the first one coming out on this console. Yeah.
You should wait a week or two, wait for a couple patches before playing that game.
How triumphant would it be, though, if it didn't? You know, like if they just could get it right.
Yeah.
Well, again, bringing up Dishonored, like an aesthetic that doesn't, you know, maybe that's why the graphics in Fallout 4 aren't necessarily bleeding edge, although they look pretty damn good. Some of those shots, like the water and
I think there's a disconnect between the characters and the environments.
Definitely some Bethesda faces.
I'm willing to accept it.
But I mean, you got the customization. You know, it's like, I wonder if there's a reason why they're like, let's scale that back, because there's just a lot going on in this world that we don't necessarily have to make it, you know, Witcher level, because then you get Witcher problems, like, you know, AI that doesn't move and people who walk through walls.
I like how you called out the painting in Dishonored.
I want to talk about that trailer. That trailer's pretty cool, actually. Now that I'm just like, you know, revisiting that trailer in my brain, I dug it. Do you remember the first Dishonored teaser?
Is that the Whaler one? The drunken Whaler? They're singing the song like what?
No, that was the second one, and I really dug that.
Sure.
That was one of the ones I was like alone in a camp, being like, "That's the best trailer from E3." And like nobody else voted for it. I was the only guy in the corner of the room. Like, that's my okay. Never mind. I'm a weirdo. But I mean, it was a kill. It's like your classic Assassin's Creed trailer, where it's just like, okay, you introduced you to your main character, introduced to your villain. He goes, tries to kill him, either pulls it off and gets away, or in this case, like, you know, gets to that point, but we don't actually see it happen. But it just seemed like kind of one-ups everything. Whereas the first time we had like no idea. We saw Corvo in jail, and he's like given these powers, but we don't really know like who he is, you know. And he like gets the mask, and then he goes out and he takes him out. And like he stops time. That's like the big deal. Like whoa, and like they actually do it this time, where she like sprints in and tries to get a shot. That doesn't work. And then like slows time and takes out one robot, but that doesn't take the other robot out. So it's just like, nope, the stakes are a little bit higher.
Yeah.
This guy like knew you were coming. He's not really surprised. He's not some like, you know, old white guy who's like, oh, please don't kill me. You know, you're just like, you know, totally gratifying, like killing this like helpless guy. This guy's not helpless. The whole environment changes, really playing up the whole like steampunk vibe. I don't know. I mean, talk about shame, you know, like seeing no Dishonored, you know, before next E3 or like, you know, years down the road. It'd be a shame if that was just this one scene and that wasn't like a comment on kind of like this world in general. That,
well, the
lore
multiple times.
And now that we're on a better console, maybe we're getting to better areas. Maybe we're getting out of that. We're kind of getting into more posh environments. Maybe there's like a clear delineation between like this is where all the poor people live and this is where all the really fancy people live. So security is a lot higher. And then not only that, but your powers, you know, that like
smoke monster.
I remember like jumping out of the building and then like you know bamfing onto like another rooftop or something like that was also another big moment where it's just like he's jumping out a window.
Blink.
What's he
I
doing?
think they call it Blink
or
in that
blinking,
game.
Yeah,
Blink.
I'm gonna still call it Bamf. You know, like that was a big moment. Just like, oh, imagine if you could do that in a shooter. And it was nice. Like that's, I think, when you do CG well, where and not to bring up Assassin's Creed again, but like they do a good job. Where like, yeah, it's CG. Yeah, the game's not going to look like this, but like he's using the items. These are the characters. This is the world. So I'm still getting a sense of like, yeah, this is all the stuff that I'm going to be doing. And it just seemed like every little tiny moment from the first Dishonored trailer, they were like, yeah, but what if you became a cloud person? Yeah, but what if the environment totally moved? Yeah, but what if you were playing a character that you have a huge emotional investment in? And so when she's revealed, you're wondering, okay, what happened here? What end do I get to pick? What ending in the beginning? Does the save file carry over? So I dig that.
No spoilers, but the end, it's very interesting because the end of Dishonored, you learn a lot of what happens after the events of that game.
Cool.
So again, no spoilers, not giving anything away.
Right, the definitive edition is coming out.
It's very interesting of what we saw in this trailer. I don't know where they're going to go with it, but it was very, very telling. And also the painting was Sokolov. I remember you calling that.
Okay,
like, who was
nice.
that? He's like one of the big inventors of the world, and he helped cure the rat plague or whatever that was destroying everyone.
And just like each Arkham game comes out, I always wonder like how much overlap it's going to have with old games. So it'd be fun to like revisit some older areas that you were at. Like there was the Golden Cat Club we were talking about. There was also the party that was one of my favorite missions. We had to go through and like find that woman, and it would be a different random.
When they're all wearing masks.
A random woman every time, so you like actually had to pay attention. You couldn't just phone it in.
I always think back to Metal Gear Solid 4 and revisiting Shadow Moses and how much I loved that moment and how more games should do that. It would be cool if you went to the Golden Cat. Even if it wasn't just part of the mission. If
it's
you
all
just
blown
saw,
out now or something, or
GT Countdown, top 10 revisited areas in sequels.
Whoa.
Yeah.
I can see that's a lot of text to cram into a YouTube thumb.
Pokemon Gold and Silver wins this one.
Where do you go?
Yeah, no, you're right.
You go to the entirety of the first game, and you
It's
play through
incredible.
all the 8 gym leaders again.
And you see how everyone's changed.
Yeah, the
and
time has
grown.
actually moved forward.
That's incredible.
It's incredible.
Resident Evil Outbreak. You can go back to RE2 environments.
Yep.
Nice.
Resident Evil 3.
I had a quick question. It just popped in my brain. Do you think the only 2 locations we will visit in Doom are the space station and Hell?
I could see us going outside.
Earth, baby.
I could see, because
Mars, Earth, and Hell.
Okay. Earth would be cool. But I mentioned this earlier that like it struck me how big the environments were, how much you were looking up at stuff. It definitely seemed like they were playing a lot of vertical stuff. The guy that killed us was a vertical enemy, was something that flies around. So I could see them putting like a lot of those areas down below. Like there's lots of areas. That little jump thing, I wonder if that works to the last Advanced Warfare had something like that where you could like drop from a long distance and then like have a little boost right at the end to break your fall. So I wonder if there's a lot of areas where you like see something down below and you're like, screw this, I'm just gonna hop down there.
I don't know,
kind of
man.
move the fight to different areas. So because again, just finishing my thought, because it's so big, I could see them going outside. I mean, if Wolfenstein did it. We went to the moon.
Yeah.
When
Mars.
we were first on Hell, though,
New planet, every Bethesda game.
we walked up to a cliff. We took a pretty big fall with 0 fall damage.
It said something in the very bottom. It was like impact softened, or it said something to do with impact something or other.
I have no love for fall damage. Like, we don't need fall damage.
You got the legs from
Portal.
You just got those little robo legs.
No one needs fall damage.
Halo
It's
Halo
stupid.
1, take us back.
Think
No
about
fall
how much
damage.
fun it is in Halo just leaping across things.
Yeah.
And not giving a care in the world. That's what,
I think the most important question we have to ask now is Ian Hink seems really, really, really into Fallout 4.
Yeah. Ian.
What's going on, Ian?
Let's hear this.
It looks awesome.
I think you've always been into Fallout, right?
I've always been a really big, ever since Fallout 1, Fallout 2, I was super into those. Like, I like that style of game. Arcanum, not Fallout, but very similar. Fallout Tactics, I think, was the only one that I haven't beaten.
I don't like Fallout Tactics.
Yeah, because it's not very good.
I have a question.
Correct.
They were hyping up the character creation. What you leave as the man or the woman you
Fallout
play
Shelter's live.
as that
Get it right now.
character.
Not
Will
on Android, though.
will your offspring change? Like if you leave the character creation as a female, will the baby then be a female?
I think that's how.
I think that's my assumption
implied.
that if you leave as a woman, your spawn is female. I mean, that's the only way to do it.
It was so strange to show off that system and then create the whitest man possible as a result. That was the funniest thing to me. Like, look at how like diverse you could be. Here's our white guy.
Yeah,
Your
he's like,
name
you
is
can play
Sean.
as a woman, but
Yeah.
You said
the
it
gameplay
best.
we
You
B-rolled.
can be a man and a woman, so of course we're going to be the guy.
Yeah.
Fallout Shelter free?
Yeah,
Yeah,
man.
It's
But you
free.
can buy some lunch boxes if you want
right.
to.
But it's not necessary.
It's not necessary. We're giving you the option.
Where is it?
Oh boy.
Where's that
Here it
collector's
comes.
edition, man?
Downloading Fallout Shelter right now.
I checked Amazon and GameStop, and standard edition is the only thing.
Not expecting that. Not expecting. Here's a thing we just made. You never heard of it. Play it right now for free.
Not from Bethesda. I didn't see it coming
No
from
final
that.
bets on that. None of us talked about it beforehand. Not only in the half an hour
PT
before.
changed the game, man. Everybody, somebody's
Sony was
got to
doing
do
that. Sony
every
did
time.
that with a couple apps. They've done that before.
And they did that last year with Entwined, I think was the name of the
Sega
game.
did that with the console.
But it just kind of fell flat because they did actually. Yeah, nice.
Do you guys think Bethesda set a high precedent? Do you think that the other press conferences have a lot of competition
They're
now?
shaking. They're shaking in their
Yes.
boots.
I do too.
100% yes. I freaking love that we saw 6 games in 1 hour. That's really cool.
Yeah, Brandon, I was kind of offended.
Uh-oh.
You're like, let's go, more. It was a brisk pace. They were coming out.
The actual press
Yeah,
conference?
they came out. They spoke for like 2 minutes. Bam, game, and you're like, let's go.
Okay,
let's
no,
go.
I'm
here.
not saying. I'm not saying the talk that they're talking shouldn't happen. I'm just saying you should always set it up with some kind of video announcement.
I can see that.
So a
Show
lot of
it
these
first
things
and
had the
then
intro.
say-
So Doom, first thing they showed off was a gameplay demo. They talked before they showed it. Dishonored 2, all they had was the CG trailer. They talked before they showed it.
Sure.
So like they knew going in it. That was a change they could have made, right at the last minute, being like, let's show Dishonored first and then talk about it because the cat's already out of the
Gotta
bag.
give you that
I know in my
context.
heart of hearts, and I'm not being facetious, that if Brandon Jones ran any press conference, it would be the best one.
It would be
like
all balls to the wall.
The entire audience just you pan over to tears streaming down their face. Yeah,
And
it'd
like
be amazing.
Puppet Master Jones just manipulating them
All right,
in their emotions.
fireworks here, perfect.
Bring up this track, lower this one. Yeah, absolutely.
Just like Fantasia.
Yeah. You gotta
There's
get in
something
that
to be
biz.
said for a stunt show, man. There's something to be said. I saw the Miami
Absolutely.
Vice stunt show at Universal Studios as a young lad, and I thought,
That's how it's done.
This is it. This is what everything needs to be. But I mean, we need to. I mean, that actually brings up a good point, and as we're like, drawing the conversation to a close to kick everything off. They needed this, right?
Yeah.
This was deserving of a press conference, and
Before-
there's no better way to do it than Sunday night when they did it, the venue that they picked. We got to be picky about something. These games, all the games they're showing are amazing.
No, I
Even
like
Elder Scrolls
showing it
Online, which
before.
are just like, Elder Scrolls Online. That's an MMO. You don't just make an MMO. It's a major investment for them. Of course, they're going to want to show this stuff off. It's just nitpicky about like what's the absolute best way to show it off. But certainly, this should have happened.
Yes. I feel like before you said, yeah, Bethesda, they're good guys. Now it's like, no, Bethesda, did you see that?
Yeah.
The tone has changed.
Absolutely. They made a name for themselves.
Yeah.
So we were talking before. We said, is there a yin to Bethesda's yang? And we kind of presume that was Square Enix because they're both sandwiched right at the end of the whole event.
Yeah, Square
They're just
Enix
like,
is
okay,
not
nobody's
happy.
going to budge, so we're just going to go at the end and you go at the beginning, and then we'll see what happens.
They got Deus Ex.
What? Yeah, so they got
Maybe a
Deus Ex.
Hitman. Maybe a Hitman. Square Enix
Most
is
likely a
not-
Hitman. Yeah.
It's gonna be awesome.
I hope so. I like that
I
enthusiasm.
think all the press conferences, none of them are gonna be filler.
One thing
All
that I think,
killer.
one thing that's interesting to get specifically to say some good things that they did. I mean, Fallout 4 was broken up into 4 separate presentations.
Yes.
That's 4 separate things. They started with the gameplay demo. Then we got that crazy multiplayer demo that was like barely distinguishable by Twitch streaming. So it was just turned into Tetris for 5 seconds. They were just like, there's stairs and a guy with I don't know, he blew, like anytime somebody blew up, it was just red. And then they had snapmap. That was a whole separate video.
Love
that they went
SnapMap.
off and
So
showed.
easy to use. Oh my gosh.
Yep.
Just
I
laying
thought-
stuff down.
I thought once the videos got rolling, they had a really good rapport back and forth between the videos, so they knew like what breaks when the video was going to get loud and when they could talk and introduce things. Todd Howard was just like seamless with that, with all the Fallout stuff. How many Fallout videos did they show?
Okay, so let me guess. First we had concept art.
Right.
Then we had the one where we modify ourselves and we
Right.
like learn how the game starts. Then we learned how to build our bases. Do you count Fallout Shelter?
Yes. That's a
Okay,
separate
so
thing.
we had Fallout Shelter. Then we had that final one with the music that I disagreed with.
Right.
Politely.
Oh yeah, and a really good demo of how the Pip-Boy works.
Right.
Yeah.
And
One more?
and weapons. That was a whole
Oh, the
separate
weapons
video.
one.
was.
Like you want to play
They showed off all the yeah.
Wow, you're right.
The building customization and the weapon customization were 2 totally separate videos. Like,
Yeah, they they blew it out. Oh yeah, we got the card game.
I'm bringing
on
this
us
back
right
a little bit, but I feel like Forge in Halo is the best idea in a video game that no one else capitalized on until now. I feel like this might be the next step of that. And I feel like Forge doesn't get enough credit for how good it was.
So you got to build these bases. Do we think there's going to be any kind of multiplayer component coming to Fallout? Where like I can go to your base or something and...
I doubt it.
I was talking about
offline.
Doom, sorry, and
Yeah.
SnapMap. I was going off the rails.
Everything Bethesda just did is bleeding together in my
yeah.
brain right now.
I think Fallout, it would wreck it. It would ruin that game. I think, as Ben said, it's going to be barely standing together when it comes out. Like, putting online as a factor, it was just going to destroy that game.
You say multiplayer to Todd Howard, and he just like snaps his head back and laughs. Like,
By
there's
the way,
no way.
Todd Howard is the man. I'd
is the
say
man.
probably one of the top 10 presenters we've ever seen at E3. He killed it.
There was
Tonight, by his performance alone,
Yes.
top 10 performances?
Yes. Yeah. As a presenter.
Like even Reggie has this awkwardness about him.
sure. Oh,
that,
yeah.
Like, he's like, oh, they're gonna love this. Todd Howard had this cool confidence, this swagger. Like he knew everything he said would kill.
Yeah.
And it did.
Yeah, even something like Shelter, which potentially could have been weird. Like really not expecting nothing that they've done before.
Right.
Yeah, whenever, when like Tim Schafer goes on stage and he's like, we don't make games for kids. You're like, where's this going, Tim? Like,
Yeah.
so you're really setting up like, I love my iPad. And then like, okay. And yeah, make it available and make that Pip thing on your wrist, man. That's just nuts.
Letting the audience or letting the viewers even have something immediately.
Yes, that's
That
so
needs to
key.
be. It's gonna be common.
I think we'll see it. I think we'll see it a lot
You know
tomorrow.
what I want immediately?
Yeah.
You know what I want right now?
Sure.
Daniel Bloodworth
Whoa.
is in the studio.
Come on in, Blood.
Standing right in front of us. Do you want to get on the couch, maybe, or do you want to jump up here and get on the mic?
Either way.
Get on my mic,
Here.
Blood. I'm done talking to these yokels. I'm gonna go chill on the couch.
Well, at least Kyle
Have a seat, Blood.
Damn, Bloodworth.
Daniel Bloodworth.
I don't know what all's been discussed for.
I only
everything.
want to hear one thing
Yes.
from Daniel Bloodworth.
Okay.
His thoughts on Doom.
On Doom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Actually, it was interesting because me and Matt Blair were trying to figure out whether they just like had an auto script, like it was like so smooth,
So
it was
perfect.
so perfectly
That's what I was saying too,
executed
yeah.
that it was like it's a little too perfect.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, especially I mean like we knew it was scripted because of the way both of those ended.
Yeah.
They both ended with dramatic edits and cuts, and so yeah, like it was not all natural gameplay.
I think
for
they
sure.
were all videos. Everything they showed was a video, or they would have shown the person doing it.
I'm sorry. What do you mean? Oh, we don't mean
yeah,
live
they're all-
gameplay, but we
yeah.
mean manipulated gameplay.
Oh.
It's. I'm pretty sure, as Blood just described, it was manipulated gameplay in a weird sense.
Yeah.
But so did that detract from how much you liked it, Blood?
No, not really. I mean, it was just like one of those things that looked a little weird. It didn't like really look like somebody freaking out and reacting like
Yeah,
kind of
because
thing.
a normal.
I feel like, you know, even if you haven't played it, we all have some experience and opinion on Doom, right? It's had an impact on how we play games to a certain extent. Do you think somebody who's very young, never played Doom, barely heard of it, barely aware of its significance, was impressed by that trailer?
That's a great question, Ben. No, I don't think it won anyone over.
Really? You think it's just playing to the right crowd?
I mean, I like it. I liked that trailer. I think that was a great showing of Doom, even though I'm not a Doom player. So yeah, I mean, it had to affect some people.
But you're in an interesting position. Even though you wouldn't consider yourself a Doom player, I think you're very aware of the history of Doom.
Right.
And I think that makes you have a different opinion than...
Are we talking about your cousin who only plays Fallout?
Sure, we can talk about my cousin. We can talk about, you know, those
Yeah.
freshman kids in Minnesota that
Absolutely.
just really got into their PS4s, you know?
I think they see Doom as something different. I think, like, let's say you've just played Minecraft for the last 2 years. Like, look at Doom. Look at that game.
Does Doom appeal to somebody that's really into Minecraft?
I'm thinking kids. Sorry, I'm
Okay.
thinking like a 12-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Well, shoot, 12-year-old kids should not play Doom.
Luckily, they've had releases on Xbox Live, PSN, Doom 3 BFG Edition just came out, which is everything.
Yeah,
so
that's a good point.
Hopefully, there aren't millions of people who are like, "What the hell is Doom?" But I'm sure there are.
Doom's out there, man. Doom, I think, is mass appeal. I think a lot of people know what
BFG
Doom is.
Edition is incredible. It was the perfect opportunity to go back. If you got hyped on that trailer, go back. BFG Edition, I took like a 3-week period of my life where I was like, I'm going to beat all the Dooms again. Went
Whoa.
through all the Dooms, one nice package, pop it into your console, plug and play. Let's do this. Doom BFG Edition.
I think Doom 1 and 2 are better now than they were when they came out.
Oh my God, they hold up.
Like,
because of how different they are, right?
Because of how different they are. Exactly.
Yeah.
That's a great point. And the other thing is, you go, like, it's a lot like Super Metroid in a way. You go and you play Doom 1, you play Doom 2, and you're like, I can't believe how good this feels, how well this plays, how huge it is, how intricate these levels are. Like, it is as incredible. Like, I'm going to play Doom after this. Let's go play Doom.
We'll stream it. Stream some Doom. Blood, give us a score. What's the Blood score on the Bethesda press conference?
Oh. It was pretty good. 8.5?
8.5.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's a good number.
Yeah, you're right. You know what? I'm super high on those 2 games that sandwiched this, but
Yeah, what was Battlecry even doing there?
What was Battlecry doing? Well, Battlecry, they had to. Basically, they had to give us something. But, like, the Elder Scrolls Legends should not have been announced here.
No.
That is the card game.
If there's anything I can say about Battlecry, though, it plays better than it looks. From my experience,
Okay.
I promise.
It's free to play. Give it a shot.
Free to play.
But at E3, you got to make it look good.
Yeah,
That's true.
And that
That's a good
trailer
point, Ben.
was real bad.
Yep. Oh, yeah, we got to wrap it up.
We're ending.
It is after 9 p.m.
Everybody's got to give a score, though. I
Okay.
think.
All right.
Everybody.
What's your score?
Whole
press
press
conference.
conference. I'm going to say 8.8.
Michael Huber.
You go first.
Okay, so I honestly want to give it a really high score, but I forgot all of the bad stuff.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest. But it's so innovative. It honestly changed a lot. I freaking love. There's no other press conference that has given 2 games that much time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
For that reason alone, I gotta give it a 9.
Love it.
Gotta give that a 9. That part was really cool.
8.9.
Nice.
Brandon
Jones.
8.6.
Did you download Fallout Shelter? Were you playing it already?
I'm playing it right now.
Playing it right now.
I already got 10 guys in my shelter.
10 guys in the shelter already.
Yep, I got my.
Does it say anything about connecting
power
to Fallout
generator?
4?
I don't think it'll connect.
I got my water treatment. I got a diner. I got a residential area.
What makes it complicated is that you can buy stuff in there, so I don't think that it'll connect with Fallout 4.
Need that connectivity.
Yeah, has it begged you to spend money on it yet?
Nope.
No, I'm working towards Fallout 4.
Cool.
Need that hook.
And actually, the tutorial was nice and short. It was just kind of like, okay, that's how you build stuff and bring in new people. Go.
Dude, Todd Howard, man.
I really like that he said, yeah, we saw a lot of trash out there and decided to not make that.
And he was so honest about microtransactions with it.
Right.
He was like, yo, you can buy stuff, but,
Very upfront press conference. So we're going to wrap it up?
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Here's what's up tomorrow. Oh, you got it back there?
Can you put it on me?
Put it on him. Get that couch shot.
I can't see it over here. We're on me. Hey, everybody. So that is it. Thank you so much for joining us. Thanks a lot, man. We actually had really good numbers tonight.
That's
and
incredible.
There's a ton of people at this E3. Obviously, it's just going to get more and more every single year providing coverage for you guys. And the fact that you tune into us, that we really appreciate that. If you like what you saw tonight, there's going to be a heck of a lot more than that. We actually haven't any additional guests outside of game trailers or demos. We're going to be having a ton of those this week. Square Enix is stopping by. Platinum Games is stopping by. EA is stopping by. Lots of different people are coming by. Atlas is stopping by. We got some cool PC games coming by. And we have a bunch of other guests. We got Gamefront Escapist, Smosh Games, Gamer Next Door is coming by later this week. Screw Attack, Warp Zone. So we had lots of other people come in and offer their opinions. And of course, there's like so many more press conferences. What we got? 4
tomorrow.
More.
Yeah.
6 more press conferences, what we just did. And then the door's not even open yet. That's when your job starts, Ben Moore and Mike Huber.
Brandon, I hate to correct you. There are 7 more press conferences.
7 more. I thought 4 tomorrow, 2 on Tuesday.
3 on Tuesday. We got that PC press conference.
Where
the Overwatch beta is going to be announced.
We said Square was the bookend, but it's not.
It's actually PC this year. Yeah.
There was a ridiculous amount of stuff to keep going through, and we thank you so much for watching it. So yeah, tune in tomorrow, 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. We will be kicking off before the press conference tomorrow and going through all of the consecutive press conferences. We'll do the pre-talk, the post-talk. The post-talk bleeds into another pre-talk. We're going to be pre and posting all day tomorrow. Kyle Bossman, take us out. You're up on stage.
E3! Yeah!